John Wayne beat.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, look. Too hot to hate us, no they can't fade us. Headed to the top, just stay tuned for the latest. Soon as the episode drop, they gotta play us. All I know is we got the flavor.
What's up, it's your boy Los LOS, and you are watching the Flavor Podcast and listening to the Flavor Podcast. Today is a new day. Today is Season 3, Episode 1. And things have changed with the Flavor Podcast. And I'm loving it because I have a new co-host. And this new co-host is an awesome person that is a entrepreneur that has 3 businesses. I'm going to let that person say it herself. Yes, it is a female. I changed things up. And that person right now is Sully. What's up, Sully? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. It's a great Sunday. It's Pride Day. It was a Pride Day parade today. I got my workout in this morning. I'm ready.
You had your workout in this morning at the beach, correct?
At Montrose Beach, yes.
How did that turn out? Was it a little bit cold this morning?
It was. Mm-hmm. It was a challenging, but hey, we used the workout to warm up our bodies, so that's what kept us warm.
Did you stay warm? Did it work?
It did. Okay. And then the extra layers of the fajas.
Because I was watching and I was cold watching you.
Oh, I was like ready to turn back around. I kept telling me, I'm like, are you sure? Maybe this is why not the whole entire class showed up, because they knew it was going to be cold.
Okay, awesome. So let the viewers know about the new co-host.
So let me tell you a little bit about me. You guys probably know, a lot of you guys don't know me as the faja lady. So I sell shapewear here in Chicago, Doll Revolution Boutique. You guys probably know a couple of the girls that work underneath me, like B with Body by B. We also sell CMOS that goes hand in hand with the shapewear. We're trying to teach you, the shapewear is for the outside of the body. Mm-hmm. CMOS is for the inside.
Okay.
And then microblading. I got the pleasure to do your beautiful wife's eyebrows.
You did my eyebrows as well.
I didn't know if you were ready to say that, but yes,
no,
I did
I'm okay
your beautiful eyebrows too.
I was losing my eyebrows. I'm going to say this for the third time on tape. I was losing my eyebrows, and my wife was going in for hers. I hooked up with Sully, and then I asked Sully a question, and she said, yeah. So I went in and got my eyebrows done, but the question was, would I ever regain my hair back in my eyebrows? And she gave me the answer. What was the answer?
So it's like a 50-50. So what we're doing with the microblading, we're creating trauma to the skin. Once you create trauma, your cells are trying to rebuild that, and it'll get the blood circulating. So if your hair follicle's not dead but dormant, it'll stimulate that hair growth, which...
It did.
It did.
Now, these are my natural eyebrows. Very. So for you guys that are losing your eyebrows, right? You're looking like Lurch or something like that. There's help out there. There's help out there, because mine... I was losing mine. I guess I'm getting older. I was losing mine. And with Sully's help, these are my natural eyebrows that I have that grew back in. So hallelujah to that. No hair club for men on my eyebrows. How about that?
And nobody knew that you had microblading.
No one knew.
The hair came back, covered up the old tattoo, because it lasts for 3 years. So after 3 years,
it starts fading.
It starts fading, and it's your hair that's holding it down.
So Sully, you do microblading. You do the fajas. Mm-hmm. And then you do the CMOS.
The CMOS.
So you're what do you call that when you're no. Like you're a killer, but you kill a lot of people. There you go. A serial entrepreneur. That is awesome. So what do you expect to be, from Flavor Podcast now that you're on the show?
A lot more. So there's more to it. I'm starting personal training and nutrition to add to the whole shapewear and CMOS aspect, but then I also want to get in the cannabis industry. So I'm kind of working on a bougie stoner box that's cute.
A what?
It's a bougie stoner box.
What is that?
A box where you can keep your pre-rolls.
Okay.
It's kid safe, because a lot of us are moms, so in case kids get into our purse, they can't open it up. And when we go out, we can't just bust out and start rolling and doing stuff like that. We got to be a little more discreet with it, so you can have your things with you in a case that it's not going to smell, it's child-proof, and then and it's cute. That's the thing. It's a cute thing. It's a cute thing, because there's not a lot of stuff for girls in the cannabis industry. We smoke too, but everything seems to be very male dominant. So I don't want to walk with the Rick and Morty case all the time. I'd rather take Hello Kitty.
Okay, okay, you heard it here at the Flavor Podcast. Things are changing at the Flavor Podcast. So she's bringing a lot of great things into the show, whatnot. She has a lot of connections. You're going to see a lot more people on this show. You're going to see a lot more talent on this show, and you're going to see a lot more sabor, flavor on this show. But right now we have somebody with us. We got our first guest together.
Yes.
I'm excited about this one. With this person, let me look at this camera. This person, him and I, it's a him. Him and I were on the phone call that was supposed to last 30 minutes. That lasted almost 3 hours. We hit it off right away. And when I hit it off with a person, that means I think he's very cool. I think he's very insightful. I think he's very smart, because that's what I'm into right now. So I want to introduce this person, and he's going to let you know more about him and what he does. But he is the co-founder of Chatwise. Did I say that right?
Chatadvice.
Chatadvice. See, I can see. That's why I let him do it, not me. So right now, Ron Martinez. What's up, Ron Martinez?
What's up? Man, what a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. First guest on as a dual podcast.
Thank you.
You got the lady here who's a beast in her own right. And Carlos, this place is amazing.
Thank you.
I'm loving what you got going on here.
Thank you so much. So, Chat, tell the people. No, we're gonna do some icebreakers first. You ready for the icebreakers?
Let's do it.
These are top of my head. I didn't write anything down, but I know a few already. So, Tom or Jerry?
Jerry.
Why Jerry?
Got to keep running, man.
Cats
Cats are always trying to get you.
Hey, that's a good one.
Okay.
Can't mess with the alley cats, man.
Okay. Superman or Batman?
Batman.
Why?
You know, I think as an entrepreneur, people don't like to say it out loud, but sometimes you got to tap into your dark side, and I go Batman.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that one from you, Ron. All right. I think that's why I like you, though.
That's the ugly truth of entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Sometimes it just has to be that way. Sometimes me being an entrepreneur for a long time and me being an entrepreneur for the nightclub and concert business, I had to fire people. And people don't like that. They don't like getting fired. So they will put you in a dark place in front of other people. You know what I'm saying? So you have to deal with that. You have to deal with that.
I like to tell people, you know, behind hard conversations is exactly what you want.
Mm-hmm.
So don't avoid the hard conversations. Lean into the conflict.
Amen. Amen to that. So you are Mexicano?
Oh,
I forgot.
I know we're in Chicago, but
I forgot, bro. I forgot. This was our conversation. That was probably in the beginning of the conversation.
It was. We're gonna reintroduce ourselves.
Okay.
No, my dad's a Salvadorian and my mom's Panamanian.
There you go.
And you know, I was born here in the U.S., but I was only here for a couple months before we moved to Germany.
Okay.
So I learned 3 languages at roughly the same time. Didn't master any of them. Had to take English as a second language when we came back to the States.
Wait, you didn't master any of them?
I didn't master any of them, man. There's some words that just come, and I'm just gonna say it in Spanish.
So okay, can I try something?
Yes,
See if
sir.
maybe you might remember this. How you say flavor in Germany?
Oh, no. Germany.
Or German?
I probably lost it after about 5th grade. I came back in 3rd grade, but 2 years of not having people around. Yeah, you start losing it. And German is not an easy language to hold on to, especially for someone like me who, like, my pronunciation's already kind of messed up. Like, you want to laugh, just have me speak Spanish.
Okay.
You know? And then you have everyone over here going like, what the heck is this guy saying? he's smart, but he sounded a whole lot of comedy up in here, you know? So
Okay. So what words do you remember from that's German?
Guten Tag is hello.
Okay.
But this is going to be a really bad way to start us out, man, because German is going to look really bad right now.
Okay, that was hello.
Yeah.
How you say goodbye?
I don't even know.
How you say dog?
I don't even know.
Cat.
That's it. No.
That's it.
Guten
That's all you got.
Tag.
That's all you got.
it
For
is.
today, that's all he got. He's gonna brush up on that. So okay, so you're Latino.
Yeah.
So white rice or yellow rice? Let's say Puerto Rican rice. I'm pretty sure you had Puerto Rican rice before.
Puerto Rican rice, specifically from Our Lady Anna.
Okay. All right.
That was some of the best rice I've ever had.
Can you give her a
Best
shout out
food.
now? Like you said Anna, but Anna from where?
Yeah. The name of her business, you're going to have to help me out.
Borincuba.
Boricuna, yeah.
Borincuba.
Boricuba.
Uh-huh.
See, I'm telling you. When I deliver this keynote in October, people are going to get a lot of value, but they're also going to get a lot of laughs.
That's right, that's right.
I don't know if they're going to be laughing at me or with me, but they're going to be laughing.
That's awesome. So let's see, hip hop or R&B?
That's a tough one.
It is a tough one because they're both great.
Yeah.
So if you were going to, let's say you're taking a cruise, right? You're going from here to, let's say, New York City.
Okay.
Right? What's your go-to first? Is it going to be some hip-hop or some R&B?
Well, I'm going to say because the trip is longer, it's got to be R&B.
R&B. So who's your favorite R&B person?
Well, I got to go old school.
Okay, let's go.
I'm not saying real old school, but at least my time, I would say like Genuine.
Okay. Yeah, that is your time because that is not old school.
Yeah. It's not super old school, but it's that McKnight.
Brian McKnight?
Yeah, Ryan McKnight. Yeah. I think those two probably the two that kind of I think about.
And I know the person you're probably thinking about, but you don't want to say his name. Most people don't want to say his name, and it's okay to say his name because we can like the music, but not the person.
It's a Chicago icon.
For me, it's R. Kelly.
Yeah.
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly was a beast.
You gotta go R. Kelly. So you got one for him?
I was gonna ask you, what about Drake or Kendrick? Where do you stand?
I'm a Drake kind of guy.
Ooh.
And why?
So for me, I just feel like I relate more to his music. Like when I hear it, I can say the words. Where with Kendrick, I'm just it just sounds too new school for me. Yeah. So I'm more of a Drake kind of guy.
Okay.
Even though people are saying that he's kind of like passes prime potentially, I think he's gonna bring it back.
Well, okay. We're gonna get to hot topics on that one. We're gonna bring that back. We're gonna bring that back to hot topics. So, okay, you know what? Let's just go straight to hot topics. How about that? So it's time for hot topics. That's a little cut I do. So do me a favor. Can you get this frame a little tighter on me? Thank you. Now you want to zoom in a little bit? Oh, too much. Look back. Oh, right there. You're good right there.
We checking out the eyebrows now.
Yeah. You see? After her great work. Awesome. So hot topics. We're going to be talking about hot topics right now. So Suli, go ahead and go with your hot topic. You had a hot topic. We just spoke about it right now.
Oh, threw me off ice. Okay, so your application, the chat advice.
No. That's the hot topic?
Was it?
No, the hot topic was Kendrick and Lamar.
Oh my God.
Kendrick Lamar, and Drake.
So the hot topic, okay, Drake versus Kendrick and Lamar. Where do you guys stand on the whole situation? Like, who do you think actually won the verses?
Oh, no doubt, hands down, Kendrick did. He swept the floor with him.
He certainly did.
Oh, he did. It's everywhere. What do you think, Ron?
I mean, same thing, but I'm still a Drake guy.
See, Drake has beats. He has good music. He has music that you want to. It's trendy. It's catchy. Kendrick is more of a lyricist. So he's talking about certain topics. I feel like they're two different spectrums, so it's hard to compare because they're good within their own range.
Well, for me, is I like the person that really writes his raps.
So that's Kendrick.
And we know Drake doesn't write his own raps. He's good in singing and acting. Right, acting. He's acting
like
as
a singer,
like a rapper. So that's Kendrick for me. He is a lyricist, and his storylines are just for me as a old hip hop head. Been it since hip hop been alive. I'm 50. Hip hop is 50. It's Kendrick all the way for me. What about you, Ron?
So for me, it's just I remember like any song that comes on the radio or whatever with Drake, I kind of know the words. And mind you, I did stop listening to music years ago.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? You stopped listening to music?
Like if I'm in the car, it's podcast.
I
It's
can
things
see
that
that.
give me value. So I really like have turned it up a whole. But like I was like, what are they actually saying? Is it what's feeding in my brain? Like what gives me value whenever I speak out of my mouth? Do I want to say a lyric, or do I want to say things that are coming from people that are above me that are trying to help me pull it up, even if they don't know me? Because anyone that is wealthy that's giving their time on a podcast, at the end of the day, whether they know it or not, they're helping people, right? So that's kind of where I spent a lot of my time towards. So I have pretty much stopped listening to music unless it's a quick little ride, 5 minute here, 5 minute there. But I can instantly recognize the Drake song, I just feel like he has more of that business mindset too, as far as like how he's communicating, how he's networking with people in the industry, lifting people up, putting people on. I just think he's a more well-rounded contributor to the industry, you know?
Yes.
So.
Okay.
So I actually found out that Drake's been working with Shopify, and he has a pretty dope website. It's his website is basically you walk into his house.
Really?
So, and you're walking through different rooms in his house. So let's say we're in the living room, and he might have a jacket tossed all over on the chair. You click on the jacket, it'll tell you where you can purchase that jacket, what jacket it is. It's not his businesses, but it's kind of like a influencer house. We're just there to see what does Drake use to brush his teeth? Oh, the newest Crest. Let me go order that. Like it, and it's virtual. Kind of feels like a video game. You're just walking through his house, and I thought it was a really dope concept.
Almost like a house tour, but then like little items that's for sale.
Yeah, so it's like a Sims house. It's his Sims house. So
I'm looking at it right now, and it's pretty. It is a Sims house. Yeah, totally a Sims house.
It's pretty dope. It's such a great concept because he's tapping into what the new kids are doing. They're in Roblox, they do the Sims. That's their domain, so it's relatable to them. But then it's something new, different for us.
Yeah, because here when I'm looking at this, he shows you what kind of sounds he uses when he makes his music, what his kitchen looks like.
Basically, all the companies he promotes.
T-shirts that he has, caps that he has, and they're like thrown around in a room.
Yeah.
So you put the mouse right over it, and then they tell you what it is exactly.
So we're just being nosy in his house.
Yeah.
Looking through his stuff.
But see what I'm saying? Like he's always there around the corner, like looking at what's new, what's coming up. You know. So I just see it from like a business perspective.
Okay.
I completely agree with that.
Great.
So that's why you like the same guy that I like. I don't like everything that he says, but I like his business mindset. What's his name? Multimillionaire. We spoke about it when we were on the phone for a while.
This conversation was almost like a month ago. Like, time flies.
I forget his name, but you know who it was when I mentioned him.
Mark Cuban?
No, it wasn't Mike Cuban. It was he's not Spanish. He looks Spanish, but he's actually like Arabian or something. He's from the Mideast.
Oh, Patrick Bet-David.
Patrick Bet-David. Patrick what?
Patrick Bet-David.
Bet-David. That's what messes me out. The Bet Park.
Yeah.
We watch him. He's a great entrepreneur.
Oh yeah.
He's multimillionaire, correct? Mm-hmm. What do you like about him?
Yeah, he's worth like $300 million.
Wow.
You know, I started following him back when he was hyper focused on his channel Valuetainment. So now, you know, he's doing way more PBD podcasts, talking politics, all that kind of stuff. But whenever I started watching him, it was way more about business lessons. You know, so to me, like YouTube was my university. YouTube was the thing that I went to search for how to do things, and he was always at the top for that business kind of stuff.
Always was, yeah.
And it was actionable things though. Like for me to go, like, okay, I want to start bringing in an employee. Okay, how do I have that one-on-one conversation?
Yes,
you know? Like those tactical kind of things. And then he would bring other people, like the biz doc, to go even deeper on certain topics. So I saw that's the Patrick that I really followed. Everything else that he has going on now, like everyone has to kind of follow their season and their passion, and more power to them. But yeah, Patrick from a business perspective is
yeah,
beast.
definitely. My guy is David Shantz. That's the guy. That's my YouTube university. I go to Social Proof Podcast and I watch David Shantz because he talks about every kind of business and how to succeed in every kind of business. He brings these millionaires and billionaires to drop the gems. You're getting gems right there and nuggets right there, and you can start off your business just for the little bit they have. Of course, they have like the upgrades or whatnot. If you want a little bit more, go to this upgrade or whatnot. But what they give you, they can start you off on a great business from zero to something. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I listen to David Shantz. If you guys don't know who he is, David Shantz, Social Proof Podcast, go look him up. He's my mentor, and I will be seeing him next week at the Podcast Summit in Atlanta. I'll be there next week with over 1,000 plus podcasters in Atlanta next week.
Exciting.
Suli, who do you follow?
I follow a couple people. So Lori, the queen of QVC, I always like to watch Shark Tank and think about what she looks for in new products. There's this girl, Yahaira. She's another shapewear company. I like how she's always being innovative. I like her story that she started off just kind of like how I did, just cutting off fajas because she didn't like how they looked. And And then smaller people. So there's this girl, Joanna. She owns a online boutique, and she's constantly always dropping gems. She's the one that started dropping a lot of gems on TikTok because she's working on a couple. Like, I follow everything that she posts, and she just gives a lot of great information. And then to see somebody that's kind of like that I can reach, that I can text and talk to, and she's implementing these things. She's getting far off in her business, and she's coming right back to tell us, like, hey, you guys, I just did this. You might want to give it a try. I think that's pretty powerful.
Have you ever implemented something?
Yeah.
And it worked?
Yeah. She's actually, me and her have gotten a chance to, like, sit down. I got to visit her warehouse. We've sat down and just talked about, like, at the moment, different applications that I can implement with Shopify to just get more out of my leads that I already have.
Awesome.
Generate new ones and get the most out of the ones that I have.
And that's my segue to talking about Ron and what he does.
I want to add something to that.
Go
real
ahead.
Quick, what she said. You know, I was driving here from a workshop that I was doing, and one of the things that I had shared in there was, you know, everyone wants to meet a billionaire. Like being next to a billionaire is going to make you a billionaire, right?
Yeah.
It's not. They're playing a different game. They got more resources than you. And a lot of the entrepreneurs that we're meeting all the time, they're resource strapped, right? So you're better off actually finding the person that is 1 or 2 levels away
That's
from
good.
you
Yeah. That's
because
good.
they're more relatable to what you are actually in right now. An example would be a billionaire can go like, you know what? I have 20 CEOs helping me do this, this, and that. They just give me a report and I'm good. And she's like, that doesn't help me out.
I'm not there yet.
I am the CEO and the janitor, you know?
Right.
So like what you're saying doesn't even apply right now.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Los. And if you're trying to be on our podcast, you can reach us at los@flavorpodcast.com. If you are entrepreneur, you are a singer, you are a dancer, you're an actor, you're a politician, you want to get a word across, you got something good going on in Chicago, New York, Miami, wherever in the world, we're here to showcase you and to put you out there for people to help you out in what you're doing, all right? So that was Los, L-O-S, at flavorpodcast.com.
Working with them
That's good.
and going like deep with them, because that'll help you get to that gap, and then you go to the next person, because everyone's gonna fall off somewhere along the way, because people, you know, they lose their ambition once they hit a certain point, right? So that to me is a huge thing. I've been putting an exclamation point on.
That's so good, Ron. I love that, the way you think about that. So, Ron, I was going to go straight into your business, but I want the viewers to know a little bit more about you. So we know that you were not raised you were a little bit raised in the U.S., but your childhood was raised in Germany.
Yeah, so my dad was military, so I got to move every 3 to 5 years I moved. So after, you know, even the way I was born was kind of weird. Like, I thought it was Kentucky. It was actually, birth certificate says Tennessee.
Okay.
So Montgomery County, Tennessee, but Fort Campbell, Kentucky. That's literally what my birth certificate says.
Okay.
So up until 8th grade, I'm telling everybody I'm born in Kentucky. And they're like, and I see my birth certificate in 8th grade, and I go, wait, Mom, that says Tennessee. And she's like, yeah, you were born in Tennessee. I was
So
like,
8th grade is what? You're looking at 13, 14 years old?
Yeah, something like that.
So 14 years you've been lying?
exactly, on every single official document. I was kidding.
So from Kentucky you went to Germany, and you guys moved around a lot, or was it Germany most of the time?
Germany there, but what's cool about Europe is that all these places are almost the equivalent of a state, you know, like as far as distance goes. So you can travel to other countries pretty, you know, easily. So Italy was my favorite there, but I got to go to France, Belgium. We visited Yugoslavia before it fell. So a couple other countries there. I didn't make it to the countries that I really want to go to now, like Spain and Portugal.
Come on, Spain. You got to go to Spain. You know, that's my spot. That's my spot. Spain is my spot. You got to go there.
Yeah.
When I move there and build my house, you're always welcome to come.
Let's do it. We got to have both houses right next to
Let's
each other.
go. Let's go.
Big dreams, baby. Big dreams.
So when did you come back to the U.S.?
I came back in 2nd or 3rd grade, probably in the middle of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, every single time I moved was in the middle of the year.
Okay. So then you were here in Chicago, or
No.
or was it Kentucky?
Washington, D.C.
Okay, I was going to say you're going to lie again.
Washington, D.C.
D.C. Okay.
And then Newport News, Virginia, which is near Virginia Beach, and then Atlanta, and then Chicago. But
That's
Chicago,
right.
I moved up on my own.
Okay.
So,
So you came on your own at what age?
basically 21.
21.
Yeah, 21. So I was working at Wells Fargo, and before Wells Fargo, I was working at Stanley Steamer, but I chose to go a different route, win the banking route, and I was a teller for like 4 months, a customer service rep for like 2, a banker for 6, and then a lot of high up people in Wells Fargo moved to Chicago and other places, but moved from Wells Fargo to Citibank. And they asked me, hey, do you want to move? And I was like, well, I got 2 years left of college, so this is how much I expect to make, or this is how much other people make with a finance degree, this is how much I'm going to make with a finance degree, so pay me that, and I'll move.
And they
Said yes.
Come on,
I was
somebody.
like, what?
It's
I was like, let's
no-brainer
go.
at that point.
So it was awesome. Yeah.
Cool. So you're moving around a lot, right? You're moving around a lot. How was that for you and your family, moving around a lot?
Well, I moved out when I was 17, so I didn't necessarily rely on my parents, even though I was like 15 minutes away when I moved out, like my home versus their home, and I didn't go there like every single day. It was like once a month, twice a month kind of thing. So I've always been kind of independent in that. I was also kind of like running away from a situation. So for me, it was like, what, if I can't fix the home thing, let me just exit myself out of it.
And create the home that you want.
Exactly. So I don't have kids yet, but I have an amazing girlfriend. And like one of the things that I told her was like, hey, what's important to
Shout
me.
outs to the girlfriend. He mentioned you. Shout out to the girlfriend. What's her name now? What's her name?
Razzo.
Did she text you yet?
She did, but she's going to stay out there because the kid is probably not going to be too quiet.
Okay.
He'll steal the show. No, I'm kidding.
It's all right. My pastor says when they run around and they interrupt me, let them interrupt me.
Right.
Let those kids run.
Yeah.
Let kids do what they're going to do.
Right. Well, you got a lot of nice equipment here, man.
Well, you got money, so I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, a little something.
A little something put away. So let us know, was there any hardship going on because they're moving around so much?
Well, like just any relationship, right? If you don't work at it, you can start going into different paths, And my mom, was the strongest one in the home as far as like her faith. And, whenever that started impacting her mental health. We say like, hey, the devil attacks the strongest person in the home, the one that has the strongest faith. And when that happened, I mean, a lot of like our world kind of got turned upside down, and they weren't gonna really make it, right? We tried, I tried. Me and my brother, and he's 4 years younger than me. We tried to kind of like isolate ourselves from that situation, but ultimately, like there was the only way to truly like exit out and go make a difference for my family was for me to leave. That's the way. That was my mentality. Whether it's right or wrong, that's the way I thought at that time. So I ended up going to Kennesaw State University in Georgia, and I got a home like a little bit off campus. I got 3 roommates there. All of them was paying me the utilities, so the utilities were under my name, so I could build up my credit and all that good stuff.
Someone's thinking smart.
Yeah. Yep. Got my rent down to like $237 a month.
Come on, somebody.
Yeah. Had a room, like I lived in the basement part, so I had a room for my dog, a big room for a king size bed, and like a tennis ping pong table on the other side. So, and then everyone had their own room, but we were all like enjoying it. And then they would bring people over from the campus for different parties or whatever while I was working, and then I'll go to class, then I'll go back home, and I still got to have like that college experience, meet people that I still stay in contact with today.
Awesome.
So just like the way I kind of like set up my life, it allowed me to get what I feel like the most out of college, while also kind of getting the skills that would help me later on.
Okay, awesome.
Your network literally starts in college.
It does.
All the people that you meet there later on, a few years later, you're going to be reaching back out to them.
Yep.
That's your first network that you build.
My current business partner was my roommate in college.
You see?
So it really does go full circle.
Awesome. Good stuff there. I wanted to mention that any hardship, because we all go through hardship. We all go through something, but with faith, whether it's God, yourself, or whatever it is, I always say God, you could overcome anything. Hey, in fact, I forgot a present I was going to bring for you. I forgot it at home. And I'm going to bring it next time. And it's basically this bracelet I have right here, and it's Philippians 4:13, and it says I got to look at it because I'm forgetting right now, even though I have I have it on my shirt. I'm gonna turn around. See my back hot dogs. So 30413. It's on my shirt. This is my brand. And it talks about I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. See, if I really think about it, it comes back up. And I believe that you could do everything.
You know what's so funny? I have the saying my mom would always tell me, Dios te aprieta, pero no te ahorca. And I have it tattooed right here on my side.
Okay.
So it's like basically God will not put you in a situation that you are not strong enough to get out of there. He's just squeezing you. He's not choking you. So it's funny. Kind of goes hand in hand.
That's good.
See, this is why y'all make a great team.
Right. When they squeeze you, right? When they squeeze you, what's coming out of you? What's going to come out of you when they squeeze you?
That's what happened with you. You guys squeezed. You felt you had to make a point. You left. And that was the beginning of your entrepreneurial life.
Yeah.
That's where it started. Trying to negotiate your rent, lower those utilities, everything. That's the mindset right there. That's already making moves. So little did you know, you were already in the beginning steps to where you are right now.
Yeah, I mean, one of the best things my dad did for me when I was 15, he signed up for a seminar, like one of those big expos where like big names come speak and sell you their courses. Courses was like a couple $1,000s each one, you know? And even though we did buy some of those courses, I think he spent like almost like $4,000 or $5,000 on it. And that was money they didn't necessarily have like that, you know? But he was also like trying to get me to start thinking bigger. And even though he never, really did it himself, like there's a habit in my family that I really want to snap. And that habit is we finish what we start. And what I noticed was like, yeah, we're getting all this information, we're doing all this kind of stuff. It got my business thing going, but I just noticed we would never start what we finished.
Okay.
So that to me has been like something that's always at the top of my mind. Like I'd rather not take on a project unless I know I'm going to see it all the way through. And so that keeps me like more focused so that I can not have 10, 20 businesses. I want to have 2 really, really big ones,
Nice.
And then once you have the resources, other businesses can happen because you have other people running them.
Yep.
But yeah, that was one of the best things my dad did was take me to a place where there was people that was living a beautiful life, at least from what we could see, right? But they had knowledge. They were speaking a lot of wisdom, and that got my brain going.
They're dropping those gems, and you were catching them.
Exactly.
Awesome. So it's you, brothers, sisters?
Just a brother, Carlos.
Okay.
Carlos, actually.
Hey, that's just a beautiful name. This is just a beautiful name. That's awesome. So let's get into. You got any questions? Go ahead. You pop up some questions.
Well, I wanted
to get
to
into the chat-wise stuff.
Yeah,
Chat-wise?
that's what I'm interested. So
That's what he's here. He's going to drop those. He's going to drop some gems. He's going to drop some gems today. Listen to this, man. I'm gonna let Suli just take over. This is her show now. Bye.
So I noticed the chat wise. Carlos gave me a little bit about it, but he didn't. I don't know too much of it. Yeah. So from what I got, it's an application where people can just contact clients, potential clients, leads, and then also kind of have like, is it like a CRM in a sense?
Yeah, I've always kind of stayed away from the word CRM in the beginning, but now I'm kind of embracing it because the truth is we adopt, clients that use us are in all different stages. There's some that are literally using like Google Sheets to track their stuff. And we're like, in that case, you definitely need us. There's some people that have a super beautiful CRM, but then they don't actually use it, or it's too complicated, right? So like now that we have clients in all different stages, it makes sense for us to go, you know what, we do organize your contacts. We do help you do it on the fly in the process that you're doing. So to answer your question, my biggest thing is we help you build up your opt-in list while organizing your contacts and then making things that you otherwise wish you would tell every single customer that they can now do it automatically instead of you having to remember it. Okay. And there isn't a single industry that couldn't benefit from having a texting strategy implemented.
So, Ron, I got to stop you for a second there because I got a question from the back.
Yeah.
Question from the back. You don't need to speak out loud either. Question from the back. What is a CRM?
So that's a customer relationship management tool. So, right now, let's say we met each other today, first time. We're going to share some information. I'm going to be putting your name, your phone number in my, phone's contact thing. That is technically a CRM. The thing is, as my team kind of starts to expand, as I want to do more stuff, what's the ability for me to pull out that information easily from my phone? Do I have to only search by your name? Am I going to search for some kind of notes that I put in the contact? Like, how does that scale? If I want to text everyone in my phone at once, let them know about a book I'm dropping, let them know about a course I'm going to launch, let them know about a big podcast episode I want to promote. Send them leads to, like, let's say me, if you're like, you know what, you're interested in this, text this number or click on this link, and that's going to send you Ron's information, and you're able to see that from beginning to end. So while the CRM is kind of like the heart of the operation, we're like the arms, just wherever people are meeting you at is putting it through the system and easily passing information both ways. So.
Nice.
And that looks different for every business. Mm-hmm. So our biggest client is Stanley Steamer, the carpet cleaning company. Mm-hmm. We literally have all their locations nationwide except for like 6. And every month or 2, we kind of see one more coming in, and we'll eventually have them all. Their workflow is different than yours, but the structure of it from our side is almost the same. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that I told Rob when I came on board officially, I told him, because I was consulting for them for 2 years just to help them build it out because I was kind of bored, you know? So I was calling around and saying, hey, what are you up to? He told me what he was up to, and I was just like, let me help you build this thing up, you know? And then he was like, March of 2023, said, what would it take to bring you on full time? Like really get you in here. I was like, the E word, equity.
Come on.
And he was like, well, look, I definitely want to give you that. Let's make this happen. What % are you thinking? I was like, I trust you. What % do you want?
Let's go.
You know?
Let's go.
And the % he'd said was the exact % I was thinking. And mind you, I was going to give him $140K for that %. And he told me, he was like, your money's no good here. Like, you put in sweat equity. You helped me go from literally like 40 locations, it was 30 or 40 locations to now over 370 businesses.
Come on, somebody.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And no commission. There was no like, oh, I get 10% of whatever. Like, there was none. It was just like, let's go. Let's build this thing up. We both had never taken a paycheck until literally next month.
Wow, congratulations.
You said last month?
Next month.
Next month. You still haven't got it.
Still.
Wow.
How long have you guys been developing?
So he started officially in 2018.
Okay.
And that's when he got 3 Stanley Steamers to start with. His dad was, in the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
Yeah.
His dad was kind of like my rich dad. You know, he was the richest person that I knew, that I had access to. I would see all like the dope cars, fancy home. I mean, spending $10,000 on a pizza oven, you know,
on a pizza oven.
Like for the outside, you know, and just like some cool stuff like that I had access to. And I was working there for a little bit when I went to college. And and after getting promoted many times, his father told me, he was like, you know what, I'm not going to pay you anymore, no matter how hard you work, until you finish college. And I was like, what? I got 2 years left before I finish school. And his dad said, that's my rules, my house, my rules, you know? And I was like, well, this isn't your house, this is your business, so I'm going to go find another place to build that, you know? And he was like, hey, as a man, when you say something, now you must follow through. And I was like, oh, shoot. So that follow through is like, it's embedded in me so deep, like people don't even understand, you know? So then whenever I left, I went from weighing 185 pounds to 135 pounds because I refused for my bank account to go down a certain amount. I'm crazy. As an entrepreneur, there's different types of crazy, but you have to be a little crazy.
Yeah,
you
take chances.
Yep, exactly. And I walked into a Wells Fargo, and I spoke with a branch manager named Julian. He's still a friend to this day. And he gave me a shot, to do it. But it took 3 months for me to actually like get my first paycheck because, I had to wait for a position to open up. I had to then go through like the background stuff. I had to go through like training, like all that stuff that added up to.
So what are you using for money at this point?
Well, my first business was a landscaping business that I crushed when I was 15 to 17.
Okay, come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can give you a little story.
Is that another cereal?
Yeah.
Promoter? Not cereal like cornflakes. Okay.
Captain Crunch.
Okay. So we're gonna get back. I forgot my notes. We're gonna get back to the landscaping thing, but go ahead and finish this one.
So, I basically went into that, looking for a job. I was thinking, okay, banking. I was also thinking real estate. So I got my real estate license when I was 18. But then the bank called me. So I was only an agent for like 3 months, with Coldwell Banker. And my dad had already switched careers from being in the Army for 20 years to being a real estate agent. And he was doing foreclosure properties. So I was thinking between the two, okay, real estate agent or banking, but banking started paying better, faster. And I liked it more. I didn't have to like drive around all over the place,
And wait a while for that paycheck.
Exactly, while I was doing school, So I ended up going the banking route, and that's what ultimately led me to Chicago, And to me, I'm really thankful for that banking career because it gave me an inside look on how the big business runs. It also gave me skills on how to build relationships with people, how to ask good questions to understand their needs. So like need-based selling, need-based consulting, etc. So I apply a lot of those concepts into our current business now because we solve a lot of these pain points that I wish I would have had when I was in the bank.
Okay.
And one of the other things that I told Rob whenever I joined was, I know riches are in the niches, but I actually want to fight that. And he was like, I don't want you to fight that. I was like, that's my condition for coming in. I get to talk to any business owner whenever I want.
Let's go.
Onboard whoever I want.
Let's go.
And then we'll use processes and code and writing down playbooks to be able to onboard any single person. I was like, I want us to be like AT&T. AT&T don't care what you do. They'll take your money just the same as a carrier, right? I was like, well, every business could use a business texting platform, period. Point blank, stop.
Yes.
So that with that mission in mind, our employees and us think that way now. So when we onboard someone, we go, how could they use us? What pain points do they have? What things can we do to make their lives easier and make it to where they never leave? And basically, we never lost a client since 2018. I told you we lost one. They actually reopened up and they're up with us anyways.
Come on, somebody.
So that's a crazy retention rate. Is it possible forever? Maybe, maybe not. But that's our goal, is to keep it like that. And kind of circling back to the Stanley Steamer thing, like let's say you book a job with them.
Okay.
We'll send a confirmation text, saying, hey, your job is this, your order is this day, come to your home, etc. Then the day before we send a reminder, the day of we send, a day of text, but with dropping the window of expected arrival, because we'll send you a tracking link where you can see where the vehicle's at on the way to the home and a picture of the person you're letting into the home. And then when they finish the job,
I like that.
A text message will go out with the Google review link. But we made the Google review a KPI, so a key performance indicator. And we basically said, they got 100 plus employees that are client facing. Well, now you can see who's building up your reputation every single job, every single day, every single employee.
Yep.
Right?
I told you it was more than what we were talking about. It's a lot more.
It raises the baseline, though, of what you expect. Because as an entrepreneur, let's say you have a cleaning business and you're like, hey, I'm going to give the best job I can do because this is going to be the next person that tells me about so-and-so. But as you scale, are your employees going to care that much? Probably not. But if you could raise the baseline by having tools like this, you'll help. And we filter out 90% of would-be bad reviews by having a couple speed bumps along the way while intaking information, right? Data points for us to make better decisions. But then we'll also, if they leave a good review, we'll send them a referral link. And we can track the originator, meaning the person that's cleaning the home, the referrer, and the referee. So I kind of went deep with Stanley Steamer for a second, but if you think about any business, they have similarities to it. It's just the execution of it, the wording of it might be different. The timing of it might be different. So I get a lot of, energy from working with all kinds of business. So now we have farmers insurance agencies using us. We have AmFam ones. We have a mortgage company. We have a turf installation company. We have coaches, mentors. I'm using my own podcast, we use texting in our own podcast.
Everyone needs a podcast. If you're in a business, you need a podcast.
So just it's a way of communicating. When you go out networking, people are using like dot cards, hi hello cards, but that's just you. What if you have a team of people?
He just put me out there. He literally just put me out there.
Well, actually,
I got the hi hello. I got the hi hello. I forgot the story. What was the story?
So when we were at Chicago Theater for their networking event with Angel Cerna.
Yeah.
I had already ordered my Uber.
Yeah, that's right. And I was talking to Jennifer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in 2 seconds flat, I was able to get the opt-in tag that I met you, that you met me, tag where we met, and share my social links.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was all like super fast.
And he freaked me out doing it too, because he's like, he grabbed that information real fast, and he said, text 5.
Yep.
And I got all this information. I'm like, wow. That is awesome. I need to meet. I need to sit them down at the podcast.
It's like a merger of a whole bunch of things, like a whole bunch of separate applications.
Yeah.
Because as you're talking, I was like, oh, I use this for that, I use that for that, but everything within one platform.
Yeah.
If you were to give us 3 best features that can be general for any business, what would you say are the best 3 key features, your selling point for your application?
My number one thing right now is every business should be building up their opt-in list. That's an asset. Like, think about all the energy that goes into building up a social media following, right? Mm-hmm. You can have 10,000 people put a post out there and the logarithm blesses it or doesn't bless it. If it doesn't bless it and you get 20 likes or something, 2 comments, man, think about all the energy you put just to get that, right? When you probably just went to one networking event and met 30 people, like real people, not people that are just floating in and out, right? So that's one, is social media, kind of building the email list. A lot of businesses focus hard, a lot of energy to build up a big email list. Texting has always been one of those that they say they're too small. They think they're too small to build up that list, or they don't know how they would text people, or they have a belief that is not really backed up by data and proof on, like, do people want to receive text from me? Well, let's talk about that, right? And how that could sound like for any business, So that text opt-in list is the first one, I would say. Second one, it's reviews. Like, I forget to ask people to leave me reviews. But if you book a Calendly event with me, a meeting with me, networking event or a training call with me, or anything that you're going to do, automatically we'll send a Google review link after the meeting's done. Nice. So I accumulate my reviews little by little. We started a couple months ago. We went from like 15 to 60, and that's just me meeting with people. Now, for other businesses, though, Stanley Steamer in Atlanta is at like 8,200 plus reviews.
Nice.
So, and they don't have to think about it. Their employees aren't like, please leave us a review. The text message is doing the heavy lifting.
It does it itself.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
So that's
awesome.
2. And then I would say the referral thing is important to me too, because we didn't use our cash flow for marketing, right? We built it by giving the client a great experience and then telling someone else about it, or our logo happens to be on the screen that they click on.
That's right.
And that brings people. It's just now, like the last month or 2 months, where we started putting a marketing budget towards paid ads and stuff, because now we have free cash flow to build up warm leads.
He could have a paid ad right here at the Flava Podcast right now.
Yeah.
But that's true, though, because I feel like a lot of businesses, we spend a lot of money chasing the new lead, the new clients, and completely forget about even like Xfinity. They have so many promotions for the new client, but these clients that they already have, zero sales.
Oh, that's
everything.
so true. I'm like, can I get that? No. Why?
Not,
Yeah.
Why not give them a little hookup, because that person probably got 5 other people that are already interested in your product. And if you were to say, I'll give you $5 for every single person you send me, that little incentive's going to it's going to make them say, hey, by any chance, did you ever book your appointments?
Yeah.
Did you ever check out the website?
Yeah. An example is like, let's say we've just onboarded our first retail store. They're out in San Diego, and I met her late last year. And she's already come to Chicago. Did like a couple. She does like sound bathing and different healing sessions and stuff like that.
I love that.
But she has a retail store over there. And imagine you go there, you order your thing, you buy a product. So she has 2 stores at once, so food, like breakfast, brunch kind of thing, and some other like items that you can buy.
Okay.
And like courses and that you can get for the weekend. She has like her calendar on the website. Well, imagine someone goes in there, they make their purchase, they scan the QR code or text the word, whatever it is, they get sent a text message that says, 3 days, if you show up back in 3 days and you show this text message, you'll get blah, blah, blah. 20% off, a free thing, whatever the case is. And you're starting to go, okay, they showed up today. Well, if you didn't do anything, when is the next time they would show up? What if you can expedite that and compress it? And that can be additional revenue to it. And then also maybe there's a link that says, hey, if you share this link to 3 people in your phone and they show that blah, 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 you get something. So the possibilities is endless. It doesn't matter what kind of business you're in.
Hey, so we're here at the Flava Podcast, and this little segment is sponsored by Mermaids Glow Sea Moss. You know what sea moss is? Well, it's amazing little algae from the sea that has anywhere from 50 to 92 essential minerals. So that's going to give your micronutrients boost. It's great for a pre-workout. It's great to detoxify, and it tastes delicious.
One, when they open up their account, it is blank. But because we know how they're going to use us, we know their type of business, we do that research per se, we fake set up the account for you. Now, the goal for us is to be able to actually code that in. Oh, we open up this account. We know how they're using it. We know what industry they're in. We know the size of how many employees they have. These are the workflows that they're going to already have. But we're faking it in the sense of we have it all written down. We start setting it up before so that your first call isn't like, oh, I'm starting from scratch.
Yes.
We don't want that feeling from people. So like, we are like the entrepreneur mindset, right? You're resource strapped. So you're not going to have everything pretty from day one with just a click of a button, do this, right? Like with a lot of the bigger companies that we use, for us is literally a switch of a button. Like a stainless steamer comes in, we're like, oh, boom. And it's just literally ready to go out of the box because we already know. But since we're taking on so many different industries, we're making things like we're making plays in a big playbook that literally goes. Made you laugh.
No, put the camera on me for a second. Put the camera on me for a second. I gotta jump in here. See, I love my boy Ron. Because he was about to say a bad word. Follow me for a second. But then his eyes went on me for a second there. And he said, Thank you for the respect, brother. I love you, bro.
Of course, man.
I love you.
Hey, look.
Go back out, Ron.
As an entrepreneur, you got to have a little, brass to you, right? But hey, still got to respect a man's house.
Hey,
right?
man, I love it.
But no, yeah. So we can, even though we don't have it where we want it for the onboard, that's where our friction is. So we're in the season right now where we want to remove friction from the onboarding process so that we can intake more. Like right now, we're averaging 5 to 10 new accounts a week.
Wow.
So, and we're only 7 employees. So, and we have 2,000 users on the platform and 370 to 380 businesses right now.
That's amazing.
So, like, how can we keep like the level of service up while not having to bring on a whole bunch of new staff, right? So to me, like that playbook is huge. It's almost like a Chattervice Bible, if you will. Oh, you're this kind of industry. You have this many employees. This is your priority over here. How you plan on using us? Let's gear the account from day one towards that so that when we go in there and we show you what is done, you can change the wording to match your brand. Because those are things that we might not get right. Like, what does it look like to sound like you? You know?
Perfect. So you have like templates, but they're customizable templates.
Correct. Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, because as a business owner, that's one of the challenges. I'll purchase this new CRM. I'll see the YouTube video. That's what sells me. Oh, you can do this, you can do that. But then it's an empty canvas. And I'm like, so how do I do all that stuff that the YouTube video did? Now I have to learn the program. And then it just gets me to be discouraged because I'm spending too much time trying to get started where I just needed to get started because I have other things to do.
I mean, our main, let's say our audience, right? Like 2 separate businesses. One is an established one that, is a franchisee. They got, corporate people that are helping them. So it's easier for us to work with, right? But let's say our audience that I'm more excited about, the smaller businesses, they're wearing multiple hats, whether they want to or not in the beginning.
100, 100.
So how can I give them a good experience while not taking them away from their business? We have a saying in Chatters, we're like, just give us 5% and you'll get the 100. So give us 5%, meaning like book the calendar, do the one little change that you might need to do. Like in our case, for some businesses, it's scan the QR code.
Yeah.
Right? Scan the freaking QR code.
That would be me.
Scan the freaking QR code.
That would
right?
be me.
So if you do that, then the whole chain can happen, So like I was just doing a workshop this morning. There was 14 people in the room. I had 10 people scan my QR code and it showed, VDC with Ron. So video demo call with Ron. That was 10 people there that are interested in all types of businesses, by the way, from wholesale real estate to real estate agent to catering business to locksmith.
So I gotta stop you there.
Yeah.
So what are the price ranges if there are different kind of businesses? Is this the same price for everyone or is it different for each business?
No, so it's the same price for everyone as far as base goes. So like my idea was, and this is a relatively new package, literally like 2 or 3 months old. $120 per month is the price of a Verizon cell phone bill.
Yeah, we talked about that. We did talk about that. Because you kept on telling me it's the price of a cell phone bill. And I'm like, wait, what kind of cell phone bill? Cricket or AT&T? What are you talking about? Because they're We got different prices there.
Hey, no judgment over here. No judgment over here. but it basically, like, to me, is if they couldn't afford that, they got other problems, and let's talk about that on my own time.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Where it's not like, okay, if you really can't afford the 120, I'd rather just come from a mentor standpoint, or say, hey, you know what? I know someone that can talk to you in that industry and help you get there.
That's
right?
good. That's good.
But if 120 is like, oh, that's usually not the barrier for anyone anymore. Now it's more like, okay, now what does it look like? So the money question's out of the way, right? 120, 5 people included that you can add on the account, so you can have people help you. So you can empower your virtual assistant. You can empower your workers that are actually on site or something, your success reps, etc. Your marketing partner, make them a user so they're in charge of sending out campaigns if that's how you're using us.
That's good.
So like it's really geared to where I take the money off the table, you know? So unlimited one-on-one messaging. So if I'm texting you back and forth, you don't have to think about how many messages you're doing. It's literally unlimited. Text your heart away, you know?
Nice.
If it's workflows or campaigns, it caps you at 1,000, and then you can do, it's 4 cents basically 4 cents per message after that. So an extra 1,000 messages is $40.
And that would be texting or email campaign?
Texting. Yeah, straight texting.
Bro, I love the way. Put the camera on me, please. Thank you. I love the way I'm looking at my new co-host and seeing her mind blow right now because she's thinking about so many ways she's going to improve her company.
Yeah. It makes me think about that exactly. And then other people that can benefit from stuff like this. It's very versatile. Because, again, the other CRMs I've gone to, they've been scaled more for the bigger corporation. So me, the smaller guy, I'm like, oh, I'm paying for all this stuff that I don't need, I'm not quite ready for, but I do need some of these features. And I do like that you did the mentorship part of it. So if they're not ready to spend the money to save themselves the time, well, what can we do to get you up to that point? Because to me, as an entrepreneur, save me 5 minutes and send these messages, like the campaigns. I've done text message campaigns. I'll make my money right back right away. All I need is one sale. And if I'm sending like about 100 messages, I'm guaranteed to get that at least one sale, maybe more.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, let's say you're using Square, for example, they're texting. You're building it up when people already made a purchase. But how are you getting the opt-in list when you're doing other stuff? I can get the opt-in list when I go to the gym, when I go to the grocery store. Everyone's a client. You know, so everyone that's using us, I'm empowering them no matter what they're doing to be able to build up the opt-in list and organize it by where you met them at.
Can you explain a little bit about the opt-in list? Because I don't think a lot of people know. People think you can just manually type in numbers, but you can't. There's like rules and regulations you have to go through.
Yeah, and the price of doing it wrong, it's high.
Oh, yeah.
It's $500 per violation.
Whoa.
So if I send you 3 messages and I didn't have your consent and you're part of a campaign that I'm selling something, that's potentially 500 times 3 just for you. Well, what if I sent to 1,000 people?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So the price of doing it wrong is big, and there's competitors out there that don't have text to stop at the bottom. They don't have like the welcome message to let you know that, hey, you got opted in. There's a lot of little things like that is.
Oh yeah, you were telling me last time when we were talking, we're becoming friends and probably family members because we were talking so long about things that I needed myself. And it woke me up to it because I didn't know I need that stuff. So you giving that information out to a potential customer is viable. Is viable and invaluable at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for doing that extra work because you don't even have to do that part.
Yeah.
You know.
I love solving problems. I love looking at existing process and going like, how can I take away some of those steps from that business's processes? You know. So like for my example, Martha, when we met, she was like, I want to travel 2 to 3 times a month. So I did it. And then I was thinking, okay, after a little bit of time, I was like, how can I get more out of this same process? For us, it was to start our podcast, get cameras, set it up in a corner. Sometimes we shoot it in the hotel room if it's big enough. And like we meet really cool people. But then I'm like, okay, now we're getting an extra thing out of this content because I don't like thinking about what post I'm going to make. I just rather get on a mic, have a conversation with people,
Come on,
break
somebody.
bread, and
Yes, yes.
get to know people.
That's why I love you, brother. That's why I love you, brother. I got no bread in front of us right now, but it will be next time.
I'm bringing that saying back.
So now I want to talk about, and we're going to get back to all this business-wise, because Suli's more the business-wise. As you guys can see, Suli is my business person, and she's going to keep me in check. Because I like going to the other stuff. So, where did you meet Martha?
I like Suli.
He's like, these are tough questions now.
I know, right? So, I never went to a networking event to build up my business or like that as an activity period, until like 2 weeks before her event, which her event was August 31st, September 1st. It was the Accelerator Business Summit. And I met her at a golf outing. And I only went there because a banking buddy of mine, his wife, was volunteering for the Hispanic Business Network.
Okay.
And she was like, can you please come? I need to make sure I get some people to here. Like, this. I was like, an hour for me to go there, another 2 hours to spend there, hour here. Like, it adds up.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it wasn't necessary for me to do it per se, right? Mm-hmm. But I did. Now, I didn't meet that many business owners there. It was tended to be more professionals. So I was already kind of like, okay, well, that was a nice experiment. Kind of, not doing that again. Mm-hmm. But her husband showed up, and we ended up talking and catching up, because I had already left the bank at that time for about a year and a half. Mm-hmm. And Martha had walked in, and she saw about 80 people underneath this tent. It was at a country club in like Lamont, Illinois. Uh-huh. Okay. And she walked in there, and she was like scanning the room. She told me this later, right? Mm-hmm. Like what her mindset was. So she was like, I'm scanning the room. I'm counting the people. I'm like, okay, I got to do this much time. I got this much time to do it. I got to go pick up my kid. So I'm going to knock this out really fast, right? Let everyone know about my event that's coming up. Mm-hmm. So there's like the last push to get the 300 people there, And she came up to me, interrupted my conversation with my boy.
Oh, okay. Interrupted conversations here, right?
We're in a good conversation because we haven't caught, we were having like me and you, but in person right there, hot summer day.
Okay.
That was that mompreneur.
Yeah.
I don't care what you guys, I got 5 minutes to let you know about my event.
Exactly. So much respect, but I didn't take it that way at that moment. I took it as like, that was the rude. This is what people do at networking events. I told her this all the time when we share our story of how we met. Right? Mm-hmm. She comes in with her business card and Accelerator Business Summit's on it, and she goes, "My name is Martha. I want to see you at the Accelerator Business Summit. Bye." And I go, "Yeah, I ain't going to that one." Anti-promotion, So yeah, I put the card down. I didn't worry about it. Norma, which is Jesse's wife, my friend's wife, comes back. She's like, "Hey, did you meet Martha? That's someone I wanted you to meet." I was like, "Oh, like for like 1 second, I ain't doing it." And she was like, "You need to go to her event." And she was pretty insistent on it. Well, like a half a week went by, so 3 or 4 days. I found Martha on LinkedIn. I got suggested it or whatever, and sent a message. And I was like, "Hey, tell me more about your event. Perhaps I could find a way to participate in it, even if it's a attendee or a booth or something." And she messaged me back saying, "Oh, that's awesome. Let's meet for breakfast." Now, this is where I messed up. So to return the favor, I said, "Breakfast like digital breakfast?" And she was like, "No, in-person breakfast." And I was just like...
You could smell it. You could smell the eggs and bacon. Okay.
I was like, I can't do that. Like, literally calendar was every 30 minutes booked. I don't have a problem booking my calendar. I can send a message right now for my opt-in list and get calendar, get people on the calendar. And that was before we had the opt-ins, before we had those, what I call offense tools for businesses. We were more on the defense side of the house. We were more getting reviews after the fact, getting referral links after the, everything was after the fact. Well, she ghosted me. And she was like offended, and I saw a post on her birthday saying, birthday, whatever thing. I told her, I was like, "No, you really think I should go to this thing?" Especially after, she's probably mad at me. She probably took it bad. I even sent her a screenshot of my calendar. I was like, I wasn't joking. Sorry if you got offended. This is this. But I want to know more information. A 30-minute Zoom call will do it. We don't need to go eat. This is before my breaking bread thing.
Yeah.
So, she, didn't answer, but I got the tickets anyways. I had an employee here in Chicago at the time, so we both went to the event, and I saw her there. Didn't say anything, just kind of passing because, she's the host, 300 people's there. She's running around like crazy, Well, I sit there in the audience. I listen to a speaker speak, and they actually said text the word win to this number. And I was just like, oh, people need that?
Nice.
I slacked my team. I was like, we do all the complicated stuff. That right there is a game changer for any business. Every business owner is eventually, at one point or another, is going to be like, I want to get on stage. I want to teach people. I need to connect with people. I need to do workshops. Now, when they do that, they can actually see, was your talk impactful enough for people to actually want to do your thing? Or are you just like doing it for your ego, But also, it's a way for you to start like collecting information about who you're meeting, what you're meeting, the values in the network, not necessarily in just what you're doing and what for your vanity, like the vanity metric, So anyways, I'm thinking of this idea. I'm sharing it with this lady named Jasmine.
I like how you mix in the business with the story. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Take it out of me. It's a game. It's a game for me.
Well, he won two things. That summit got him the girl and the business.
Both. So we actually tell people that I'm like, you can find love at the Accelerator Business Summit. So because entrepreneurs need to date other entrepreneurs, in my opinion, or have enough people surrounded by it that your spouse now knows what it's really like, that you're not some crazy nut trying to, do things that are not
I've been
meant.
called that,
So
watching podcasts 24 hours a day.
Exactly. Trying to learn your craft,
and
and up your game. Like, it's a game. Like, you're winning in life when you're doing the thing that, you don't see as
Let's get back to the story.
So,
this is what happened 3 hours. This is what happened with 3 hours, bro.
I know. Well, hey, you're spitting fire in the 3 hours too.
Yeah, thank you. I think I did. Yeah.
But so Jasmine was sitting next to me. She was like, "Hey, I see you looking at Martha." I was just like, "Oh, not in that way." She was like, "No, I'm introducing both of y'all." And I was like, "I already met her. It didn't go good."
Oh, okay.
She's like, "I'm doing the intro now." So the speaker finished. Everyone was kind of going back to the booth, and Martha was, working her booth for a little bit of time, I guess, while her helper was going to go get something else or whatever, get food or something. And me and Jasmine walk up to her booth, and Martha literally gives me a little palette thing and a T-shirt and says, "Oh, here you go. I'm glad you made it." So I was just like, I'm not your fan. Like, that's literally how I felt. I was like, I'm your fan now. So I was like, you know what? Because every time I saw her.
I like her.
Oh, you got to meet her. You'll love her.
Well, we're gonna meet her right after this.
Oh, yeah. And so when she did that, because every time I saw her from afar, it was like handshake. Handshake real fast, right? Like firm handshake and all that, And those bobblehead things?
Yeah.
The things that go like that?
Yeah.
So I was just trying to think of a funny joke, and this is what came to my mind.
Uh-oh.
Take it or leave it, right?
Uh-oh.
So when she gave me that, I was like, you know what I'm going to give you? You know those things that do this? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, I'm going to get you the one that goes like this every time. Like they press the handcuffs are like a little toy like that. That's what I'm going to get you.
How did that go?
She cracked up and loved it.
Okay, you're good. You're safe. You're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she asked me, she was like, hey, are you staying for the lunch that we're going to have, the gala thing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, honestly, I just bought the general admission ticket. She was like, oh, then you got to get this ticket. I was just like, okay, I'll get the ticket. So I ended up getting the lunch ticket, the gala ticket. I ended up going from the cheapest ticket to one of the more expensive ones. Yeah, not the most, but one of the more.
It was close.
She's such an entrepreneur. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you should get to know him.
And I went to the gala. We danced, and from there, kind of sparks started going.
Gotta stop you. What was you danced?
Yeah,
you said you danced.
Bachata.
I was going to ask you what it was. There you go. Bachata. So you got to get a little close and personal.
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Of course. I'm not the best dancer, but I know how to, create the emotion.
So you're throwing the hips. You're going the hips. The hips. Okay.
The flick of the hip.
Okay. You knew this was going to be interesting conversation with me.
Of course. So then we did that. We danced. I made sure my table had the best time. Like, it was Kim Montesinos, another really good entrepreneur. I was out in the northwest suburbs, been in the cleaning business for like 15 years, a leader in her community, And she had her family there.
Okay.
And mind you, her husband, I think his boyfriend, but they've been together forever. Older people already. He's not really a business person like that, you know.
We don't say older.
A senior.
We said seasoned.
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 Okay.
He
went straight senior. He went straight senior, right?
We're trying to reel it back.
If you're listening to him, he didn't mean it that way. He just didn't mean it. I got caught him off guard. Seasoned.
I did say I took ESL, right?
Okay.
So I made sure my table had a great time. I mean, he was like, I like business owners now, you know, like this is cool. Okay. And she had like her whole family, extended family, step family, like all that stuff there.
Wow.
We closed out that place. Like they had to kick us out, you know? And so that made even more of an impression on her. And then the next day, I came for day number 2, and she had walked up to me and said, "Are you single?" And I was like, as of 3 weeks ago.
Ooh, after that bachata dance, she wanted to find out he's single.
That's that entrepreneur. She saw something she wants, the opportunity's there. You're not going to let it go. So she had to close a deal.
Yep.
And she closed it.
Well, so she asked, and I asked her too, right? And she said 3 weeks ago for her too. So that's when I was like, well, let's, on Monday, like meet and see if you can use my texting software.
Okay.
He was going to get his money back from those 3 tickets.
But it's both of them. It's not just her, it's him too.
She got him for the extra tickets. He got her for the monthly plan. There you go.
That was good. That was good.
Subscription model all the way, baby. But so I took her to a pizza place. It was really nice, right along the river, and we kind of ate in the park. There's like a little boat where it kind of like floats, you know.
Okay.
It was decently romantic. And after we ate there, I mean, she did talk a lot about, you know, her. So she was telling me how smart she was, and I was just like, you know what? Let's go for a walk. So we went for a walk, and I took her around this area where I knew there was like ping pong tables, Connect 4, and all this kind of stuff.
So you wanted to beat her and stuff? You wanted to beat her in games?
You wanted to see the kid.
I could be a little petty. That's
okay.
it. So Connect 4 was there. I was like, do you know how to play? She was like, oh, I know how to play. I was like, I'll beat you Connecting 5. And she was like, you know, because I was hearing the whole time mathematician, PhD candidate.
Oh, he's
like,
testing
all this.
here.
Like she's
yeah, you're
smart.
Right. He was
you
testing
know?
here. Okay.
And I'm a college dropout.
Okay.
So I was like,
you Kanye West.
Yeah. The good parts. But I just know I wanted to level the playing field. I didn't want her thinking that she's more, you know. And there was a little bit of a contest in that, during that dinner a little bit, you know. So I was like, okay, let's make this my game now, you know. Let's bring it to the streets. Let's bring it to the street smarts.
He said, "Bring it to the streets."
Yeah, let's think on our feet
from the streets
now, you know. And when we did it, I was like, I'm gonna beat you Connecting 5. She was like, you're not gonna do that. You might be.
Wait a second. I'm thrown off here. I'm thrown off. Connect. I know Connect 4.
Yeah.
What's Connect 5?
Well, I'm just gonna Connect 5 instead of. I'm gonna beat her by Connecting 5 instead of 4.
Just challenge himself a little more.
Okay, go ahead. Got a little lost there.
I do it twice, back to back. And that from then, she tells me later, she's like, from then on, I knew you were a brain. I was like, not all the business stuff we were talking about during dinner?
It was the Connect 5.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
I learned, like, hey, if the idea comes to your mind, like, go do it. Like, you know, lower the risk, you know, let risk mitigate, right? So if you got an idea in business or in life, go do it. Make sure you're not betting the house necessarily if you don't really feel it. But if it came to you, it came to you for a reason. It came to me for I've never in the life of me in a date, challenged a girl to Connect 4. You know? I know that sounds funny, right? But it came to me, and I said it, and look what happened. You know? And from that, we walked over to Ohio Street Beach. She took me to her favorite spot there. There, you know, she cried, she laughed, she did that. Because when you say something to me, I want to go deeper with you. Like, you tell me it's still
He's
something.
a podcaster. He's a natural podcaster. Go
right?
deep.
Let's go deep, right? Let's shed the skin. Let's find new life,
yes,
you know?
Yes.
And learn some stuff, you know? And when we did that, when we left that beach, that's when we knew, like, hey, you know what? There's no guarantees in life, but let's go further with this, you know? And from there on, it's been good, you know. It's been awesome for me because I've never dated someone that could understand my lifestyle, understand how I work, you know.
Yeah.
And there's different seasons I'm in, and I was just coming back into the work season because when I left the bank, I kind of took some time. You know, I was just doing a YouTube channel for fun. I was, you know, trying to figure out what's my next move with all these skills I have. Because when I read a job description, everyone sounds so smart, you know. And when I look at it, I'm just like, don't even know how to do that, you know?
Well, I'm not that smart because I just got to connect 4 and 5.
Yeah.
I literally, let me look at this camera. I literally just got it right now. Is it ding? Oh, he's going to get it in 5.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay. Go ahead, bro.
Sully's like, thank God you had me here.
I asked the hard questions.
you got the engineer laughing back there, bro.
But yeah, so when something comes to you, you know, honestly, like go for it, you know? And if it does, I burned the boats in the banking industry to me. Like, you know, not in a rude way. I just told them, don't ever let me come back. If I want to come, don't ever let me come. They're like, Ron, we will take you back. Like, no, you're not taking me back. You know? And in my mind, I just made it that real. You know? I burned the boats. I went out on my own. You know? And now it's working out. And for me, like, I'm a big believer in hitting singles. Like, I never felt like I hit a home run. It was always singles after singles after singles, and making sure that I'm stacking up the money so that I can go try some cool stuff. I can go take some risk, you know?
That's good.
So it's 15 plus years of me saving money.
That's good.
And I don't have to work anymore.
We really got off the subject of Martha without us going off the subject with Martha. So now she's your fiance.
No, not yet.
Oh, she's not.
No, because we started dating.
Am I talking something that she doesn't know?
It's in the future.
Don't be spoiling the surprises.
I can edit this.
Yeah.
I thought we talked about that.
No.
We didn't?
We
No
might
fiance.
have to air this after.
Okay. Yeah, no, I can edit it. I can edit all this. Is somebody at the door? Can you let them in? It's okay. You let them in. Is it her?
Possibly. I put it on Do Not Disturb because I was getting blown up. But not by her only. Let's see.
Who is it? Yeah, it's her.
Yeah, it's her.
It's her. Come on back. We're just recording. I want you on camera. Come on back.
Yeah, they get
Martha,
to
come
really
on.
see.
Martha, where you going? She's saying no. She's saying no. Martha, come on. We're literally talking about you right now. So you might as well show up.
Timing.
We've been talking about you for the last 10 minutes, bro. For real. For real. You're not on camera. Don't worry about it. You're behind the cameras right now. We've literally been
You
talking
should
about
get on camera.
how'd you
You look
guys
beautiful.
met.
You want to know the story?
No. We were. He told the story.
Yeah.
10 minutes in our story?
Come speak to the mic.
You want to get on camera? We can put a chair right next to him.
This is
Yeah.
a show.
Can we do that? No, it's okay. You guys are one.
Yeah, but I have my son in the car, guys.
Let's get you a camera. Okay, let's get you a chair. Let me get you a chair. I'll be right back. You guys can talk. I'm recording.
It was perfect timing.
So basically, you can find love in business networking events. You know, like that's the truth. And the thing is, like saying, you know, birds of a feather flock together. I mean, like it never hit me that I should be looking for someone that really understands that aspect versus me trying to change people to understand me. You know, and we travel a good bit now. And so we see like entrepreneurs that are winning wealth-wise, but then relationship-wise, they're poor. They're, you know, divorced.
Struggling.
Divorced is what it is. Like sometimes that's the best move. But to me, you're definitely losing the game if you're not even, like, you don't even believe there's someone out there.
That's right. I want to stop it right now for a second right now, just because I just put it on camera. Hi, you're on camera. Can you put on camera 1, please? You are right there. That is your camera. You want to say hi to the people?
Hi, everyone. How's it going? Happy Sunday. I wanted to go to the beach, pero no se me va a hacer.
I just wanted to bring her on because we were just talking about her, and I know this man loves her so much that he wouldn't mind sharing this little light with her right now.
Of course.
Yeah, I was telling him, like, don't put me in. I want him to, like, shine.
Oh, he's shining. This man is shining. He is, to me, he was talking about hitting singles right now. Right? You were hitting singles. You were stacking your singles. I believe you've been hitting home runs, even though you see them as singles. I see home runs, and I see what you're going to do, and I see what you guys are going to do together for the community. You know what I'm saying? Not just for yourselves, right? Because we always got to take care of ourselves, right? But when we take care of ourselves, we also take care of other people. And I can see you because I did follow you a little bit. And I did my research.
That's how you be.
Totally. So together, the powerhouse. What's going to happen here? It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. So let's talk a little bit more about what we're talking about right now.
Well, we just kind of finised the love story, how they
The
met
love
each
story.
other.
That's right. We're talking about the love story.
Yeah.
So I kind of jumped the gun. Well, I'm not going to say what I said. You can watch it later on. But
she's gonna have to wait now.
She's gonna have to wait now.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. The love story is there. Your business mind, how it works. I love it because it's just like my partners.
Did you tell them where we came from?
What do you mean where we came from?
Where you just came from?
Oh, the workshop. Yeah.
The workshop.
Yeah. So he's going from workshop to podcasting. The man is
And
busy.
then
The man
hopefully
is
the
busy.
beach, right?
And hopefully a little bit.
I think most likely we're gonna play soccer with my son. He really liked it yesterday.
Okay.
It was another day like this. We went to the first day of the business intensive boot camp, and then straight we picked up my son, and then we played soccer.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
It's just a good blend of work, and that's what I like about him. Because when I met him, I'm like, I want to travel. I want to be speaking.
He mentioned that.
Yeah.
He mentioned
Yeah,
that.
I want to help as many business owners as possible. Of course, I'm going to start in my home base,
Yes.
which is Chicago.
Yes.
But I'm going to expand this nationwide and worldwide. And I told them I need someone that's capable of like moving in all spectrums of life, from business and transition into like the home and going to business. Because a lot of people think it's a balance, like you do this at this time. No, sometimes it's mixing them. Like we had my son at this boot camp on like the other room, and he was so well behaved. But it's sometimes that pressure that you have to be able to handle.
Yeah. That's awesome. That is awesome.
She got her son is 6 years old, and he's an author.
Nice.
Come on,
Now he's
somebody.
an author. Like since at least I have now built that relationship with him, he's also like excited about selling. You know, he's excited about like doing the money.
I can see that with you, bro. I can see
she's a
that.
salesperson too.
But if you're helping raise this kid, I totally see that.
Yeah, and this is some advice for parents. Like, you try to sell your own child on something, they usually say no. But if you bring someone else that is not like their parent, they buy into it. Because I've been telling Angelo about our pallet business, and he's like, I don't care for business. And then Ron comes into my life, and he's like, Mom, I am ready to record a reel about my book.
Nice.
He's putting on the suit, fixing the tie, putting on the wingtips.
I've been trying
Pretty
to do
soon they're gonna have the same hairstyle.
I know, right?
Oh, that's gonna be too much. Because this guy takes a while to do his hair.
Really, Ron? Really, Ron?
I don't.
It's one thing. Look at it. Just go like this.
I tell him, like, you never know where you're gonna end up going. Like sometimes we'll be going to just like a quick little thing, and then we realize, oh, someone's in town, and they just text us. Well, let's stop over here, and they happen to be in YZ rooftop. Well,
We need a
good all the
challenge.
time.
We need to catch Ron on a bad hair day.
Even when he's eating.
Even when he's eating?
When he's eating. Like, sometimes you eat a taco or something, you're like, No, this guy eats it so beautiful that I just like to watch him eat.
I love it.
Okay, this is embarrassing. Hang on.
Get out of here, Martha.
So there is no salsas on his shirt.
There's no sauce whatsoever.
And she's the messy one
I'm
too.
the messy.
Awesome. So Ron, so we talked about your beginning, talked about your family in the beginning as well. We talked about you going to college. You're moving around from Kentucky. Was it Kentucky?
No, Tennessee.
Yeah, I know it's because I'm looking at him because he thought it was for a while.
I lived in Kentucky, but the birth certificate says Tennessee.
Tennessee,
Yeah.
right. That's why I give him that look. You getting into business, banking, right? We skipped over the landscaping, real quick on the landscaping.
Yeah. So it was called Lee Ron, and my mom's name is Lisette. So it's the L-I and then my name in there. And my motivation was like I wanted her to not have to stress out, from money. And that's where I felt like a lot of the stress came from. So that was something that it was like, you know what, from 15, I was like, okay, I'm going to put this thing on my back and let's go, And I was going door to door sales, and all I was getting was sympathy sales. Like I was trying to charge $40 to mow the lawn, and people were like, hey, I just don't feel like cutting it, so they take 20 or leave it. And I was like, okay, I have to take it, right? So I was taking it, but then this was around 2007, 2008, and I started seeing more and more foreclosure signs coming up. And I saw, real estate, so the same faces were kind of coming up, right? So I convinced 3 of them to give me 20 to 40 properties on the first Tuesday of every month called Super Tuesday. So they were I was charging anywhere from $40 to $80 per lot.
Get out.
And
I mean, how big are these lots though? I mean, they're real small. They're
It's
big.
Georgia, so it's a little bit bigger, but $40.
It is Georgia, yes. Yeah.
But it depends on the neighborhood too. So $40 was like, you know, a size that I could get done in like 30
But
minutes.
that's great. 2008,
Not
you said?
bad.
Oh yeah.
You said 2008?
2008.
You know, I paid $20 right now.
Really?
You're getting $40 in 2008.
Well, it's better than that actually.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to trim the bushes.
Okay.
I don't have to edge. I just have to avoid them from getting a ticket. And they were already paying people like big landscaping companies to do it. Why not give it to me right here in locally area? Move, done. You know. So I handled only what I could handle there, but the money was good. It was good enough to pay off the equipment from the loan that my dad gave me.
It's great money.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's
my
awesome
car,
money.
my truck, all that stuff. So that was the first time my first business, but it was also first legit business. There was a business before that.
Wait a second. This is getting juicy.
That was first legit business.
Okay.
But yeah. So
You can't throw that out there without talking about that, bro. This is your past. This is over 20 years old, right?
Yeah.
Statute of limitations are over. Go ahead.
No, nothing like that.
I want to know. I want to know. You put it out there. You put it juicy.
So I'm a competitive person. I like to compete. I feel like when you
Martha, you want some water?
No, I'm actually going to run, but I want to say something interesting. Ron, this is something I want to share with you too on the spot. And then you're going to want to kick me out of here. I have my son, so that's why I have to run. But so when I met him, we walked on the riverside, and that was one of his stories that he sold me on. Like, I'm like, okay, when you see a good-looking guy, you're like, he's good-looking, I can talk with him. But when he said that story, I'm like, wow, there's layers to this man. Not only is he smart, because he beat me in Connect 4 with Connect 5.
Within five? Within five?
He had this like 6 moves ahead or something like that. But then he tells me, so not only is he very clever, strategic, but he understands business from the essence of business, like where you're trying to sell something that's not there. So you sold me on that story. So
Nice.
Come on, somebody. Yeah. Look at that. Amor.
We're gonna have to give them that clip. They might need it.
They might need a clip. Yeah. When they argue, you said this before. No, I didn't. Yes, I got proof.
Hey, we all
Run
go
it
through
black.
seasons. You never know, right?
So back to what we're talking about. Or did you forget? he got some love right now. He got some love.
It was landscaping, right?
No, that wasn't.
No, the one before that. The non.
Okay, so my parents' home had a basement that had a pool table there. And what I would do, actually, there was a business before that. Now that I think about it, you're making me think. You're making me go back.
Hey, come on, somebody.
Right now, I'm on the hunt.
Come on, somebody.
I'm not thinking. I'm not looking backwards.
Pretty soon we're gonna be on third grade when he was selling pencils.
Hot wheel cars.
Hot wheel cars.
See, that's
Third grade, Cameron. Third grade.
Hot Wheels.
Hot wheels.
cars.
Yeah.
Come on, this man can sell.
He's been selling.
So the Hot Wheel. Okay, I'll go to Hot Wheel cars real fast. So Hot Wheel cars, we would go to Walmart. I would take 5 Hot Wheel cars, not pay for them, put them in the pocket, go out, never got caught.
Okay.
Started selling them in school, 10 cents here, 5 cents there. Just adding it up, right?
This was back in 1990.
I'm a 1990 baby, so
2000s.
97, 98.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
My mom didn't speak any English. I'll put that as a placeholder right there. So I started scaling the thing, going from 5 to 15 to the point where I had to take the cars out of the boxes, hide the boxes in Walmart. And I would do it mostly in winter when I had a big winter coat, and I would take 30 cars at this point, every time you go.
Statute of limitations. Can't even get this guy on board.
Yeah.
Serial thief.
Sorry, Walmart. We're good enough to replace SurveyMonkey. We did so for 40 Stanley Steamer locations. And basically what we do with that is, like, we can go deeper than SurveyMonkey because let's say you have 4-question survey. You want to look at question number 2 and see how someone actually answered that. And then I want to get those people that answered a certain way and send them a message. You're able to see that all the way through. The company Bitly, for example, you're able to see how many times your link was, sent out, how many times it was scanned. But we can do that, but then we can go drill down to the actual individual of when they clicked on it, how many times they clicked on it, all that stuff.
So this kind of saves a lot of companies because, like, okay, we could have probably MailChimp, we'll have SurveyMonkey, we'll have Bitly, we'll have Calendly, we'll have Google Spreadsheets. So instead of having 5 or 6 different applications that we're logging into separately, we have our clients' information on 5, 6 different venues. We can just plug them in once and have access to all, like, 6 services within one application.
Yep. And then let's say I'm talking to you on Instagram. I can send you a URL link that when you click on it, it'll open up your text box with that keyword in there. And when you hit send, I just converted someone who was on social media to the opt-in list.
That's good.
So if you have a small following or a big following, you can start doing it in so many ways. So even if you're more remote, like we have a client that signed up for us and they're like, I don't have networking events around me too much. I'm kind of in a remote part of Texas. I'm like, awesome. Let's try this other play I got for you. He's like, let's do it. And now he's doing Instagram and Facebook posts. So it doesn't matter where you're at. I don't want to change what you do. I just want to enhance what you do. So it just depends what kind of business you got going on.
Nice.
So,
and that really is the tip of the iceberg, believe it or not.
Okay. So you send her a few texts. Now, what can she do with these texts? Like if she had an event right now.
Yeah.
Do you have an event coming on? Let's say you want to do
the health and beauty one.
The beach one or whatever. You're sending something out, right? Invitations. How can she do that right now with the app?
Okay, so let's say right now you're literally starting from 0. You have 0 people opted in. You're going to have to use your iMessage to text the people because that's where you have your numbers from, right? But when you text them, be like, hey, I'm actually going to include, here's the link. Click on the link, hit send. It's going to send you information about my event coming up. So while you were already going to do something, we were able to get the opt-in in the process of it and introduce that new number, get the compliance, and you can go. And the cool thing is when they book that event, we know when that event ends. So we can schedule a survey to be sent out. And if it's a networking style event, watch this. If it's a networking style event, the value, again, is in the network. So if I'm a host, I may not get a chance to meet everyone there, right? But if the people that are there are sharing, let's say a question says, name 1 or 2 people that you met and what they do. And then another question can be like, are you open to being a speaker or being blah, blah, blah? So whatever it is you do, you should be collecting things along the way and making it easier for yourself versus making it a task that you have to sit down and actually do.
I think that's like what business owners sometimes don't realize is the collection of information, data. Data is so important. That's how our social media runs. And then just getting our clients' phone numbers, their names, phone number, and email addresses is important. We're chasing the lead. People buy lead lists from companies. We pay social media for ads. And what are we trying to do? We're just trying to collect those names and phone numbers. But if you're in a room with like 50 people and you can get 50 names and phone numbers for free, and then bypass the legality of putting them in a system and knowing that you can legally now, they have consented that you can legally send them marketing materials, information, it's a no-brainer.
Right. You can send them a link to your newsletter. So like the texting to me is more valuable just because it's more potent. And it means that they're going to get, I know with a certainty that they're going to get my message, And let's say you're not doing in-person event. Let's say you're doing a Facebook Live or Instagram Live and you're putting a link on there. You're telling someone to do something. A story can have a link. The link can be the scan to text link. So when they click on it, goes there, sends them blah, blah, blah.
Because TikTok has that where you have the option that you can collect leads and it'll give you the way you want to set it up, whether it's you want an appointment or do you want a consultation, whatever it is.
Yeah. My thing is you started a business to have sovereignty over your life, yet your communications to your most important people that literally give you the ability to have sovereignty, you don't have sovereignty over. You're relying on the logarithm. At least with texting, you have control in getting to that customer.
It's yours.
Point blank.
Yeah.
So I much rather focus my energy towards all the different ways of how I'm meeting my clients and making sure I'm building up that opt-in list and organizing the contact as I go. So that when I send a list of 200 people, I know exactly what kind of message I want to send to those people based off how I met them, how they came in, etc. Are they an existing client? Are they a prospect? Are they someone I just met? Like, what is this something that I want to go, maybe I have a book coming out and I go, hey, I got these 2,000 people that I met over the course of 3 years. I'm going to send them a text message saying, hey, y'all, I've been working on this book day and night for the last 300 days. This book is going to have a lot of gems. Here's one or two. Click the link and support me, and hopefully this helps your business. Let me know how it does.
Now,
right?
Can you organize your contacts, like group them, like as in, oh, group A, this is everybody I met in Tennessee. Group B is everybody from New York. Group C is the boutiques, let's just say.
Exactly. So like you can tag them as realtor. You can tag them from this event. You can tag them all that way, but you can take it even further than that. So let's say both of you have different businesses going on, right? But you met people today at another event. You met people through social media because you did a live, right? You're able to still go on the inbox and sort by, oh, I want to see people from this tag, you know?
Perfect.
And you can also assign people, assign yourself to certain people. So when they text in, you get notified. So like, let's say right now, everyone's a prospect to me. So the only people that is, so everyone's tagged as me that's scanning my stuff, right? But the minute you become a client, I assign Ariel, Majid, or Al to you. And I tag them to your profile. So they get out the push notification whenever you text them for support or anything.
Okay.
You see? So it's something that's pretty like, very dynamic to do that. Let's say your business has stages in customers. You know, so for us, we have stage 1 is maybe someone said, I am interested in this. Stage 2 is I agreed to give you my EIN, legal business name, the things we need to get carrier approval. It's like 7 things. And then the next stage is they gave it to us. Then the next stage is we're waiting in approval. I can actually see where all my clients are in different phases with a couple clicks of a button.
That's good.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it truly is a CRM. I just, kind of stay away from that just because, at least in the past, because I know what a real CRM looks like from like Salesforce and HubSpot. But those are not meant for a lot of these businesses that are on the go. Like
HubSpot, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. Real quick, if you text FCM to that number, you'll see how I took that 470 number and got you to opt into an 872 number, which is my podcast number.
Come on, somebody.
Yeah. So this is this is really good for you to put as an umbrella over many businesses. So you got 2 links there. The first link is to subscribe to the channel. The second link is to
subscribe to the podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just like that, I got 2 opt-ins from one person, 2 separate phone numbers entirely.
Love it. I love it.
So I use the product myself. It solves my needs. I'm the only salesperson in my company, right? The rest are either marketing coordinator. So now we got a social media person, 3 success reps, and then our developers, right? So our developer. So for me, it's like all these tools enabled me to build the size of business that I have right now.
Nice.
So imagine if you're more of a killer than me, or you have multiple people helping you, or you're going on stages and speaking, and you say, hey, scan this QR code on my PowerPoint, or text this word to this number.
You just got everybody in the room.
And now
without having to individually.
Boom. Your book, non-for-profit. We signed 2 not-for-profits the month of June. One here in Chicago called Casa Central. Their use case is different. Check this out. They're putting 10,000 door hangers on doors around their facility. And they basically want to bring people into their adult wellness center. And they have like 400 in-care businesses, but after COVID, the adult wellness center on site got hit really hard. So they're putting these door hangers there with a keyword or a QR code for people to scan. When they scan it, they get sent a link to a video that we can tell when they clicked on it, who clicked on it out of the 10,000. And then after the minute-long video is done, we send a message out asking them if they want to book a tour with the link to it. And then with that tour, they can fill out, do they have food allergies? Do they need to get picked up, etc.
Basically a medical consent form already.
Yep. When they hit schedule the event, we get the reminders, that they confirmed the appointment, the reminder the day of, the reminder the day before, and then the day of. with directions on there. So when they click on it, it opens up their maps for Apple or Google Maps. So it's just so you don't have you're reducing the amount of calls you might get on like, oh wait, where's this? What is this? Oh, can I reschedule? Like you're helping that. You're reducing the call time and the amount of humans you need to be able to do something.
Now, what other apps can you integrate with that? Because I have, what is it, YOTO SMS and stuff. So that kind of integrates more with Shopify, but it doesn't integrate with Square. So then Square, I have to use, like, if I'm doing marketing campaigns, I'm doing 2 separate applications. Yeah. I have half of my clients at the shop, they go through Square, create their customer profile there, and then I have my online clients out of state and everything.
Right.
So would that be something where I can merge both apps and have, so I don't have to send multiple, I could just send one campaign to everybody?
Yeah, so I'm going to share something here. So basically, this is a saying that I've been telling people a lot lately. Simple scales, fancy fails, right? And a pain point for a lot of companies like mine is they'll get into this, I'm going to develop and code my way out of everything, right? Mm-hmm. The problem is that when you do that, a lot of businesses somewhere along the way while you were developing that fancy integration for them might either fall off, right? They're something happened to their business, a key person left, and now they got to focus their energy on that. Mm-hmm. So the coding team was over here developing something that never got used. Yeah. Or even if you make it through, maybe it didn't work out as intended, right? So to my software companies out there, people that want to do that kind of stuff, that's something, a huge lesson that we learned was like, keep it simple first, right? There's a lot of tools that we can use as a standalone to do that. But to answer your question, the answer is yes. So there isn't, as long as that system has open API web where we can connect via webhooks, we can do it.
Awesome.
So we connect with, for example, a CRM that's for mortgages only, called Arrive. We connect with Sonar. We connect with Salesforce. We connect with HubSpot. Like there is a field service systems that are even proprietary, like Power Magic that's used by Stanley Steamer. It was built in the 90s, you know? So like we've beaten big billion-dollar competitors because we understood the business better. For us though, what we learned is as we're starting to bring on more and more people and everyone's using all these different systems, I always tend to push people to go, take the 120 package first because that includes your calendar integration. Maybe some other integrations if it's more simple ones, not super custom. Get you to understand how our system stuff. We understand your business, so now we have context to build something more meaningful versus kind of like connecting everything everywhere and not even using it. So that's lately I've only been telling people, hey, do this 120 first. After 3 months or 6 months,
you'll have an idea as to what you
now we know what to
really
build.
need.
Yeah, if we really need to build it, because if now we quoted a company, for example, $5,000. They have 8 locations. We quoted them because Salesforce is a super robust system. No one uses it the same. So, and their workflow required 2 visits to the customer. One was the design consultant to like measure the turf that they're going to install, and then the actual team that's installing it, right? So because there's multiple things, our integration has to work, right? Like there's a lot of variables for it, and then they have independent people that do the measuring and how do we put a non-employee in the system. So these are things that we can do, but I always tell like a small business owner, first start out at the 120, do some of the manual stuff for right now, which will automate it. The manual stuff is just the onboarding, so scan here, text this keyword here, let the stuff do its thing, and then when we build something integration-wise, it's more meaningful, and we're not wasting each other's time, so to speak.
Time and energy, because I think as business owners, sometimes we want to get the latest and greatest because we think we need it, but then we don't know what we really need. We don't know how to use the stuff, and then later on, we're like, we were way left. We need to start coming a little bit.
And the
more
excitement level is high when you first start, and it goes down because you're like, whoa, this is a real project. Now I need to dedicate my assistant to help me with this, but your assistant's already like working like crazy. So I'm like, let's keep it simple first. I promise you, in the first 6 months, it's going to look different how you use us.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Los. And if you're trying to be on our podcast, you can reach us at los@flavorpodcast.com. If you are entrepreneur, you are a singer, you are a dancer, you're an actor, you're a politician, you want to get a word across, you got something good going on in Chicago, New York, Miami, wherever in the world, we're here to showcase you and to put you out there for people to help you out in what you're doing. All right. So that was Los LOS at flavorpodcast.com. So what's up? It's your boy Los. We're back, and Ron's going to show us exactly how you do this and how fast and easy it is for you to apply this to your business to better your business. And that's what he does. He betters your business. So go ahead, Ron.
Whenever I go to my CRM and I click on contacts, it comes up to this page. So I have 304 people that is tagged as Ron's networking relationships. And if I was to go all tags, you'll see like 2,000 plus contacts on there, right? People that booked meetings with us, people that's gotten review invites, like all that stuff, right? But I'm able to go, one of the things that I like to do is, you know what, I'm going to an event, I'm gonna add a tag to that keyword. So for example, I was just at that workshop. When I click this tag, this shows the 7 people that have to scan the QR code, that text the keyword. These are the people that I met at that event. Yep. And then normally I'm like, you know what, text me your name so I can save it on my phone. Now that was loud, right? But now I could have added a form there where people actually fill it out, but I'm doing it to prioritize the opt-in. So it depends the type of business that you're in, which way you would set it up. For us, I cared about, make it as easy as possible for them to text the keyword, scan the QR code, receive the message, and get the opt-in. So I can see who found my talk valuable enough to want to meet with me. Here are the 7 people that want to meet with me, minus Martha and then myself, because I like to test the keyword before I go somewhere. Right? So, and as you can see here, I go to a lot of different events. So let's say like this Tony P's event. Shout out to Tony P and Greg. And I met 14 people here at their event. And now you can see like some of the names and numbers there is because they get text and I just save it real fast on my phone and it's done, you know? Now, to make that happen, my opt-in list is at 356 right now. But to make that happen, I can click on keywords and I can make a keyword. So this Zoom with Ron, if I go here, add keyword, I can just write the name down that I want. It could be a number, it can be an emoji, it can be a Chinese characters. Like it just needs to match whatever you put in there. Someone needs to text that, right? So if I had made it, then this next screen would have came up. So I did Zoom with Ron. That's what you had text earlier when you scanned. Today I was at that event, so I had Ron's networking relationships always on it, but then I also had this tag on it over here. So this 6/27/24 Business Diva event, that's the tag that I had added a little earlier. I'm going to go ahead and say this one, and I can hit save. And just like that, I added 2 tags.
Because you can see me benefiting from maybe some of the messages they're going to send to those ladies because it's a Business Diva event. So anything that's women related.
Exactly. Let's say, for my next event is in New York. And I go save. I come over here. So before I leave for that event, I just literally add the tag. I hit save. And now anyone that texts that keyword or scans that QR code is being tagged as those 2 tags, Ron's networking relationships and that event. Now, if I'm speaking on stage, maybe I would make another keyword and then attach a tag that says, for example, business intensive boot camp, right? So no matter where I'm doing, let's say you have a storefront, you have a counter, you have a cashier that's there, you have a QR code that's there. Right now, your POS system might help you get the opt-in, but they actually have to buy something. They have to click on a whole bunch of things. But what if you're making the purchase or you're making the food for them or you're doing whatever for them, and you're like, by the way, scan right over there. That's going to opt you in, and it's going to send you a message that if you show that message before 3 days, you'll get XYZ discount. So it's a lot smoother, a lot quicker. It doesn't require a purchase to get the opt-in.
Nice.
You see? But yeah, this is how you make the keyword, how you make the tag. Then the workflow, you can name the workflow. And once you name the workflow, you click over here. And this is where you'll see like any workflows that you want to make. So, for example, my networking one is over here, Ron's networking relationships. You can name the workflow again there. You can write the description. If you have multiple businesses, you can add different locations. So that Freedom Chasing Media is the podcast company that I started. So I have, this account has 2 locations in it for 2 different numbers. That's how I was able to get that text. But I'm going to show you that message.
Yes.
So here, when I click this button, it shows the triggers for that workflow. Now, the triggers can be a platform. So it can be, this is some of the integrations that we have. So you can do some of these. Like this is a new one that we just did. But we do it based off whatever they need. So mortgage companies use Arrive and different things like that. We have Facebook integrations as well for business profiles. So if someone messages you on Messenger, you're able to do that. So it truly is endless. Like when I say tip of the iceberg, I really do mean tip of the iceberg.
You know how amazing that is, because she might be Maria Hernandez, but on Facebook she's Mari Mari. On on Snapchat she's Hernandez, and she's talking to me through all of them, and then I'm just like, who is this person?
Yeah.
In my head, I don't know it's Maria, but if I have a CRM, I'm always going to know who it is, regardless of what your screen name is. I'm always going to relate, oh, it's Maria. She just needed a follow-up.
Right. And most people have one number, one phone
associated
number.
For all of those.
Right. So yeah, here you can see what triggers it. Meetings can trigger it. So let's say I choose this launch meeting or my video demo call meeting or, my follow-up meeting calendar, and someone books on there, it will trigger this workflow. You see, so many things can trigger the workflow, including surveys. So surveys can trigger this workflow. You see, so it just depends what you're setting and what you're trying to accomplish. So when someone onboards with us, we always ask them, now that you have a little bit more of like what the system looks like, what is the 1 or 2 priorities that you want to do? That way we set it up prior to that call because we already know that client, Especially if you met me, I already know your business. I already know like what things I would think that you're a priority from, and you're giving me more information on that. My team starts to set it up,
Nice.
So when you come on to the launch call, you're like, you're truly ready to launch. We're just showing you what we did, and when you see it, you can reverse engineer and make your own if you wanted to,
Nice.
The actual action button. So this is the message that you had gotten earlier. So hi, first name. If you were already in my system, it would have mentioned your name.
Okay.
Right. This is Ron. It was great meeting you, talking to you, and talking with you. Here's the link to my calendar. So we can do a Zoom call, because a lot of people that go networking, they're meeting a lot of people, but they're meeting a lot of people in that moment.
Yeah.
They're not meeting people
you need
afterwards.
A follow-up. Yeah.
Right. I want to see that. So this shows this here, and you're able to see who. I won't skip over this. So pivots, you can make pivots in the workflow too. So let's say you're sending someone like, hey, text 1 for this, text 2 for that.
So you got me.
Yeah, you're able to do it. Yep. And believe it or not, I will see people like texting me back, even though it's not necessarily me, but I see it. It's just doing the heavy lifting for me, Because at scale, I want to be able to move people along to whatever it is that we need to do.
So can you have like already pre-recorded responses?
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yep. Here you can see the workflow. So this is 146 people that was in this workflow. It's just a 1-step workflow, but if it was multiple steps, I could see like the status of where they're at and what step they're in. So all these people, it says complete and no further actions because it's a 1-step. Once you text the word, you get that message and it's done. But what if it was more elaborate? Like the Stanley Steamer one I had mentioned earlier.
Click this.
Right.
Get the first step, now click this, and now put in your information. Those are 2 steps right there, right?
Exactly. Here's where you can integrate with other platforms that we might have. So the integration part is the part that we do super custom right now. That's my next pillar to really focus on, is making integration super easy for anyone to just be able to go in there,
click,
choose it, what you want to do. Yeah. So that's the next step for us, where we do that manual right now per se, but we have some here that we can do pretty automated.
Yeah, because integrating my Square to Shopify was it took a couple of hours.
And these are $1 billion.
I'm sorry, it's so difficult with Shopify right now. It's really difficult. I tried to jump on Shopify and I quit. I'm like, I'll sell them out my trunk.
And they changed their coding. I think there was something, HTML, and now they're Liquid. So I'm like, wait, I barely started learning the last one. Now you changed to how I have to integrate things. So it's always a learning experience. But if I could just click a button.
Yes. That's why he's here. That's what Ron's here. That's what Ron's here.
And we, a lot of companies know Bitly, right? Like they do links, smart links, etc. So this is a link here. You can see, and I moved this one to meetings now. So now it's actually a meeting link. But I'm just going to go back 90 days. And click apply. So my networking calendar link from April 1st to June 30th was sent out 197 times. 66 people clicked on it, 34% of that 197.
Nice.
That's what Bitly gives you. Mm-hmm. We give you who right down here.
More specific.
Yep.
Awesome.
So you get to see the name of, okay.
Right. Let's say I click this one. It'll take me to the message history for this person.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
So you can literally see exactly where they left off.
I can see where they click on, what links they click on. So let's say, let me pull up you, Carlos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you can figure out the follow-up or...
Yeah.
You're like, bro, bring me some food.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, so let's say I want to send you a link to download the mobile version of Chat Advice, right? Mm-hmm. I can go hashtag, link, do app. You have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
There's the iPhone link. And I'm say click here and send that to you. Mm-hmm. And you'll get that message here soon. And when you click on the link, I'll know that you clicked on it.
I got it.
Okay, click on it.
Bing. Just clicked on it.
Oh, okay. It updates real time.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Real time. And
so, like, as we're doing this, I got this little jingle. I'm stealing it from Biggie. Save time, get money. Save time, get money. That's all that pops into my head because you're saving me time as I'm trying to get that bag. So instead of it taking hours with a few clicks of the buttons, it could take minutes, even seconds, or not even no time because it's automatic.
Right. And I mean, for some stats, like 97% of people will see the message, 85% of which open up in the first 5 minutes.
Yep.
So I just got the notification here showed as delivered, but I know you said you got it earlier, right? Mm-hmm. And then you already clicked on the link for the mobile app?
No, something happened.
Yeah. What happened?
It says Safari can't open this page because it couldn't establish a secure connection to the server.
Let me see it. You're on Wi-Fi right now, right?
Yeah, I should be.
Let me take you off of Wi-Fi.
Cool. Do you think? So if you're on Wi-Fi, it makes it more difficult?
I just noticed that in the workshop place there. Cause look, now it worked.
Boom! It's right in there. Yeah. Right in there. Nice. Okay, cool.
But yeah.
So not be on Wi-Fi.
I don't know if it's a Wi-Fi.
It might be my Wi-Fi.
I noticed it.
Okay.
Yeah. I noticed it over there. Like it worked for most people, but there was someone that didn't have it on. That was on Wi-Fi and they couldn't do it.
Yeah, because I'm in now. Yeah. So I'm pressing the.
Yep.
Downloading it.
And there's like the mobile app. So.
I think did I download this before? You should have information on there if it's true. If I did it, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have sent you the mobile app. But so what I'll show you is here, like I have your email here, and I never asked you for your email.
Right.
I got it because when I sent my meeting invite and you registered it, it also pulled that information from Calendly. Mm-hmm. So if I didn't have your name and you had just booked the meeting, I would have got your name anyways when you booked it with Calendly.
Nice.
So when they do an action, I'm gonna pull it anyways from that integration.
Mm-hmm.
So just collecting all the data and just organizing it into one profile.
Right, exactly. And then right now you're in stage 2, which is agree to submit carrier information, right?
Okay.
So if I go over here to edit, these are the different stages that we have. So met with Ron, agreed to submit to carrier, business information given, carrier registration submitted. So this kind of will move anyone through like that stages so that we can stay organized. Mm-hmm. Not every business necessarily needs to use that, but you can start thinking of like, okay, wait, I'm having X amount of clients coming in. Where are they at in the stages? Mm-hmm. What does the stages look like for your business?
That's great to have though. Yeah.
Right.
What do I need to call them about?
Yeah.
In the stage that they're in.
Exactly.
Well, I'm not going to talk about the beginning because they're already past the beginning. I'm not going to talk about the 5th or 6th step because they're still on the 3rd.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
And then on this left side here, if I wanted to see, I don't know, all the people that gave business information, I can see this person. If I want to see all the ones that agreed to submit to carrier here. So we manage this pipeline to like go, okay, wait, someone is in S4. Let's move them along, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say someone got approved already and we need to schedule a training call. These are the people that we need to schedule a training call with if there was people there.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do free trials anymore, but we have one that is lingering
Mm-hmm.
and they're in the free trial thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Subscription conversion, so people that have signed up recently. These are the people that have signed up recently,
Mm-hmm.
right? That are already like got.
But you don't do
lined,
free
they're ready in the
free
training.
trial for who?
So
For people other than Flavor Podcast?
I'll tell you this: why we don't do it?
Mm-hmm.
Because we noticed that then they will wait 3 weeks before they get started, versus from day one, us like saying, "Hey, you know what? We just swiped. Let's go." Because I know that if I can compress the amount of time that you get the first couple wins, you're gonna be golden.
How long was the free trial though when you had it?
It was, I mean, there's some startup process. I'll share some stories with that, but 14 days.
14 days.
was
Okay,
the normal.
okay. Yeah.
But with people with some integrations, sometimes that thing could go 6 months.
Yeah, because you're still working on a free trial too. And
Right.
the integrations come into play, and then you're like, I'm stuck in here more than 14 days now.
Yeah.
I'm here in 3-4 months.
Yeah.
And they're on a free trial.
So what the change that helped us kind of like explode was like, okay, eliminate free trial, push everyone to doing the starter package first, right? The starter package, we're gonna literally have your stuff set up. You have your QR code. You go out and about. You have your counter with your QR code. You see someone scan. You get the first opt-in. They get that first message. Every client's hooked after that. Because think about all the clients that walk into your store.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're thinking percent-wise. Okay, I had 100 people buy XYZ item. What's the percent of people that we got opted in? Now you're I'm almost forcing the intentionality of your business. So it moves everyone forward. It's
That's
a
good.
happier relationship
That's good.
for everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they get a little training, they get to learn how to use the product, and then they get to get the most out of it. Because
Right.
it is true. When I've done it, I get free trials. I'll probably play with it the first day, but if I don't figure it out or get it going, it just ends up in the back burner.
Because you get frustrated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I get mad when I get billed.
Right.
Exactly.
No, I didn't even use it.
Yeah.
Okay, so some other cool things. So let's say right now, we are talking and you say, hey,
I'm still going to get a free trial. Go ahead.
We'll see about that. Silly's on my side. No, but
She's my co-host. Trying to take her
I
already.
might need it, so I don't
Got
know.
it. Yeah.
Silly's gonna be like, I'm already a month into using it.
I already paid for it.
I already figured out how to keep it for 6 months. No.
So let's say right now we're talking and you're like, you know what? Okay, I have some things I need to do. Can you follow up with me 2 weeks from now?
That's good.
I have a philosophy that says the person in front of me is the most important person.
Yeah.
So
I remember
this
you
is
telling me that.
embedded in
Yes.
this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So if I go, hey, how are things going? Let's catch up or whatever, right? I don't need this message to be sent out right now. I can click this button over here, send later, and schedule this message to be out on the 9th at, let's call it 3:03.
AM.
Hit schedule
Wake 'em up.
message, and it's there.
Uh-huh.
I'm done once we're done,
Yeah.
so I can continue to do it because there's a formula I like to follow. A times E times S equals R. That's activity times effectiveness times scalability equals results. So a lot of times when I talk to people, their activity levels are kind of low, and you can't hide it here. You can see how many meetings are you booking, how many people are getting opted in, how many people are doing something. If you have no activity, I'm talking to my individual insurance agents and my realtors now, you're not meeting enough people. You're not booking enough meetings. And the meetings don't have to be Zoom. They can be in-person meetings. You can set up Calendly for that, send up the reminders to make sure people show up to your in-person meeting, right? So like, let's say podcast studio, scheduling now for people to come here so that way you make sure they're on time, because if they're late, that throws everyone off.
And I can send that message in the morning.
Yeah.
Hey, see you later on tonight. Can't wait for our podcast.
Or not even, because it's already integrated. It's already preset.
Right. So
Yeah.
I could set it up today for next week's meeting.
Not even. You just
Not
set it
even.
up once. You're
They
setting
just
up once.
book the appointment or the studio
wow.
time,
Yeah.
and then we already had it
Instantly.
set 1 day before, 2 hours before, whatever it is.
Come on, we're so busy. How many business owners are so busy
Yeah.
that you might forget to do that one step, but you already did it with the first step?
You
Yeah.
sent me a manual reminder today.
Awesome.
But you didn't have to do that. It could have been automatically because this is still a meeting.
I sure did.
Yeah.
I sure did. I was like, reminder has responded to my last text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me text him right now.
And what's the cost of me not showing up, right? I mean, minus the reputation, et cetera, but you have her time, you have your brother's time, you have your time. So that's all time. Like, time is
Yeah.
money, right?
Yeah,
So I
sure
want
is.
to make sure people are along the way. When you book with me and you don't show up, it's because you literally didn't want to show up.
Right,
Oh,
right.
it
made
takes
it
me
so
back
easy
to
to
my
do it.
jingle.
Because you got the
Save
reminders.
time, make money. It just goes. Because it is. Like, with a business
is.
owner, that's all you're trying to do. You're trying to save time and make some money.
That's right.
But we don't want to spend all of our time doing it because then where's the fun in that?
Yeah.
Yep. And then over here, you can edit the message. So you can, if you click that pencil button, you can edit the message or edit the timing of it. You can choose to send it right away or choose to remove it. So I'm going to remove it. Over here, reminder. So this is the tags. This is the way that you're tagged right now. So Ron's Networking Relationships, because we met at that Chicago theater. I shared my socials with you. We met at the Chicago theaters in Angel Cerna's event.
And your Wills, and you're in Will, Santiago.
Yeah. You had launched, so we had sent you the onboarding survey to like fill out the stuff. So I now know those are the people that are launching, and I'm able to go over here to reminder. So let's say I want to send Ariel a reminder to call you about something, and say, Ariel, call for blah blah blah. Right?
For his free trial.
Right? I know, right?
For that free trial, baby.
For the
Come on, we gotta get that
denial on the free
Come
trial.
on. The denial, right?
Yeah, he
Sorry,
ain't gonna
Carlos,
do it.
I
He's
love
gonna
you, but can you buy me a taco? Can you buy me a taco?
I'll take you to lunch. But just like that, I can hit create, and now that reminder is there, and it will send Ariel a push notification. So I don't have to now, send a message to her. I don't have to Slack her. I don't have to do anything. Like, it's gonna alert her when I wanted to alert her for it. So it's helping with the communication of team too.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing that we find with entrepreneurs. They'll go, no, I do text people because it just moves faster. And I'm like, okay, let me take away your phone. How's that person gonna do it? I give you back your phone. You're at a booth. You have to go use the restroom. You take your phone. How am I supposed to help you? How can I get the opt-in for you? How can I text the person that is trying to text? Like, it's a team sport.
Yeah.
Business is a team sport.
That's actually taken me to have a second cell phone because when I would leave the shop, if they're calling my phone, I can't leave them my cell phone. I would have to leave them the shop phone. But if I had the system, I just needed them to stay logged on, and it'll be logged into the register.
Exactly.
So she's using 2 phones for business. She's not drug dealing, people.
Yeah, no, it's
She's not drug dealing. You
It's
see her
a
with 2
store
phones.
phone.
It's business, okay?
yeah. But now I might downgrade to 1 phone, and it'll actually save me that bill. That's literally
That
the
probably pay for us.
120.
Yeah,
That's
literally.
literally the 120.
It's not just about the 120. We're trying to get.
Oh,
lower.
okay. I mean, 100. I mean, what
We
was
took it from
What is
300 to 120.
14
I mean,
day
that's-
free
that's-
trial.
Yeah. Come on, girl. Work it out. Teamwork. You just said teamwork.
Yeah.
I sold Hot Wheel cars. I'm just kidding. I'll show you real quick how to do a campaign real fast.
That's what I'm talking
Right?
about. Because
So-
hold on
Yeah.
1 second. Hold on 1 second. So October, we're gonna be having a Chicago Podcast Summit here in Chicago. You're gonna see me and Sully. You're gonna see all the Flavor Podcast groups that we have: Astonishing Odd, Jasmine Graham, Health and
Health and wellness, I believe.
Health and Wellness, correct. You're going to see D-Wise. He's going to be teaching you how to put all these equipment together. And he's also, it's crazy because he's also a recording artist. So he's going to be showing you how to put recording instruments together, whatnot. So that's coming up. And who else is going to be there? Who else is going to be there? This man right here.
Woohoo.
This man right here is going to be teaching you guys a good 20, 30 minutes of his app and how to better your business.
I love it.
Yeah.
do this, man.
October.
So
Look for it in October.
Now we're going to figure out how to send that campaign flyer.
Campaign.
Yeah.
Let's say if we're doing the podcast summit, Chicago podcast summit. How we do it?
So right now, does everything look so easy? Like it's really
Yes.
simple, right? Like there's complexity there, but it reveals it
yeah.
over time as you get more familiar. And you're like, okay, I want to do this and this. You're able to kind of do that, right? So this is how easy it is to send a campaign. Marketing, campaign, add a campaign. I'm just going to do a test real quick. You choose transactional or promotional. So remember, promotional takes the handcuffs off. It allows you to be able to sell through texting. Like buy my book in the next 72 hours and you get 50% off.
Okay.
I have a new supplement. I have a new blah, blah, blah. I have an event coming up. Summit. I have a summit coming up. You want 50% tickets?
Yeah.
Click the link now, you know? So like you're able to kind of make that time
Right.
crunch.
Let's make sure we're
right?
switching those cameras.
Early bird
Yep.
sale.
So I'm able to do promotion, select recipients. Because I've been organizing my book as I go, I can send this to people that have actually met me, that gave me the opt-in. There's 266 there. Now, if I wanted to exclude people that were from, I don't know, let's say this one. I only have like 2 people in that one. So 2 people got just taken away right now from there because
Okay.
they were tagged as never send mass campaign.
Okay.
You see? But I could exclude people from the event that I just met. Like, I don't really want to include them in a campaign when I just met them. Maybe I need to warm that up a little bit, right? Maybe I want to actually meet with them first, you know? Maybe they're seeing me from a context of a workshop. Do I really want to send them a campaign about Accelerator Business Summit? You know?
Yeah.
Maybe that's not the right time for it. So because my list is organized, I'm able to
Pick and choose.
exactly who's going to receive this, right?
That's good.
Then I'm able to click away from it. If you have multiple businesses, you can choose by location too on here. So you can add that there. I can select all, save it, and then I can do it from a template. So a template that we created. We can do it from a workflow. So maybe there's a couple messages. I want them to receive this message today, another one 3 days from now, another one 5 days from now. Or what if they didn't click on the link? I want them to receive the second message.
Okay.
You see? So setting that stuff up is not that hard in the workflows, but that's where like a little bit of complexity can start to come in. You know, what if people that actually booked a meeting with me, I don't want them to click on to get the second message because they already took the action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see? So you're able to do that kind of stuff. Let me make sure I don't send this to people. To all these people. But then you can schedule the day and time of when you want this to do it. And then if you're a newer number, you're able to put a daily limit on what you want to send out to kind of warm up your number so that carriers don't go, wait, this was a number that had 0 activity and now has 1,000 messages being sent out. So you're able to kind of say, no, I'm going to send out 500 messages today, do the other 500 tomorrow. You know, so you're able to we look at all those things to make sure that you keep a good reputation with your number and carrier so that messages go through.
And is there a cap onto how many messages you can send or like a limit? I know with certain apps I have to pay for my promotional text messages, but my email ones are free. Is that the same concept here?
Yeah, so we don't have emails yet. We're literally doing it right now for a bigger client that wants to get rid of a competitor. Like we already took them away from texting, but they just want to get rid of their emails too. So we're starting to build it because email's more passive. Like that's when you want to drip on someone, just like, hey, I'm there, I'm in your inbox, you know? But with texting, you're so intentional. So that's really where we geared it towards first, you know? Anything over 1,000, so 1,000 messages is included in your 120 package. 4,000 messages is included if you go to the $300 per month package. But most people are a better fit in that 120, even if they go over 1,000, because it's 4 cents per message. So
like you said, it's $40.
if you send an extra 1,000, it's $40. You know, and if you're intentional about what you're sending, it makes sense. You know?
And if you're on Flavor Podcast, it's free trial. Go ahead.
Well, you can also buy a credit. You can buy a credit.
Oh, we can buy a credit too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can buy a credit and get a discount because you're already committing to a certain amount of volume. So
Awesome.
let's say you're like, you know what? I'm sending an average of 3,000 messages a month. Let me just buy the extra 2,000 message credits.
Makes sense.
Now you can reduce that rate. It doesn't have to be 4 cents. It can be 3.5 or whatever we use on our calculators.
Right.
So
Nice. That's good.
That's good stuff. Yeah.
It's
So we
actually
kinda,
really cheap.
We want to make it honestly. So we thought we know the people that you should really compare us to are charging $400-$500 minimum, and that doesn't count messages per whatever after a certain amount. That doesn't include like them limiting you to 5 keywords. You saw how many keywords I have on there.
Yeah.
I have so many keywords on there because my team is using it. I don't know all the reasons for all of them. So like we don't want to limit you on on using us. We want you to use us more. You know, become a text first company. Right? Like whenever you're not meeting with people in person, text first.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Pick up the phone is a waste of time. Sending the email is a waste of time. Texting it gets it done.
Yes.
I believe in that, yeah.
So-
because if you send me an email, I might not even look at it until like a couple of days, maybe.
Yeah.
If I'm busy at here podcasting, I'm looking at text messages.
Right.
I'm currently paying like about $25 to $30 for 300 text messages or 400 text messages.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
when you said 4 cents, I'm like, that's dirt cheap.
It is.
Makes
Like
me wanna
You see what I
more.
did? I brought you a customer. You see what I did?
you did.
That's called free, bro.
I'm pretty sure my face was probably the whole time like, because I'm like soaking everything in, and
I
I'm
know
already
she is. I know she's-
thinking, I'm
Yeah.
already thinking how I'm gonna use
Now,
it.
now mind you, this is me kind of bringing in a little bit of laundromat experience. I wasn't a free dry place, and the reason why was because I wanted people to think about how many dryers are taking up. You know, even though my place was 3,500 square feet, it's still people will put like 2 socks in a dryer, and then
And then your other customers are upset. Yeah.
Right, and it's not flowing nicely. So I'm a big fan of like, I don't care if it takes some people away or whatever, but it'll make it better for the current people, and they will bring me the people anyways. You know,
That's good.
So
That's
like
good.
for us here, like Text Magic is what you would think is cheaper than us. That's a competitor that I'll call out right now. Like they'll be like, you know what, we're $25.
I'm gonna put a fighting emoji there.
Right? I have some influential people that have not taken the time to actually meet with me, but have said, well, your price of $120 doesn't make sense. I'm going to stick with this one over here. And I was just like, you're not doing the math, and you haven't looked at your bill. Because if you look at your bill, you'll see that you're not getting charged $25. So
What it is probably
Wow.
separate charges. It's
Yeah.
their monthly fee, then the other fees. They forgot to add them together to realize how much they're really spending.
and including
They're like Spirit.
carriers.
They're like Spirit Airlines.
Yeah.
They just add on. Oh my God! You want some air? That's gonna be $50.
Yeah. I mean, the minute you bring a bag, you kind of start, that gap is gone for how cheap they were.
Yeah.
You know?
Might as well just go
Yeah.
Delta United. Hello.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And so with us, with the text magic thing, we did the math on it. So at 1,000 messages, they are $110. We're $120. But once you get to 1,200 messages, we're now the same. 5,000 messages, you're saving like $75 or something like that, and it just starts going exponential from there.
And that's just
You know,
one
$45.
aspect of your application. There's more than just the text messaging.
Exactly. I mean, there's a lot of the tools around the text messaging, you know? So, so to me, it's like, branded links. Like, we give that to you. So you're able to go here and set up, and you can add a branded link to it. So you can do, the meet.chatadvice / whatever your business name, and then the unique thing. So kind of like how Bitly has Bitly / blah, blah, blah. You're able to do that here with us.
Nice.
So there's QR code generators with the keyword. Let me choose a keyword. It might not have a QR code yet. This one. So VDC, if I click this button here, and I'm going to just do VDC, scan plate. Location's fine. I'm going to do VDC with Ron 2. Hit save. And now the URL is there. If I text you this URL or sent it on Instagram, VDC will pop up in your text box, and when you hit send, I would have gotten an opt-in.
Nice.
The QR code is here. You can choose the size. So let's say you're a real estate agent and you have a bench on throughout the city. You can have text the number here, QR code here,
Yep.
and now you're scanning, and you're like, okay, this marketing strategy is yielding this many people interested in knowing my thing.
That's good.
So you can
And
start
then
putting this
we're
everywhere.
in their phones, which is what we're all trying to do, is just
We
be
got
on their
info.
phone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
We could help them out even better.
Now, small businesses, don't be scared to text, because that's what I get from a lot of people. They feel that they're too little, or they're going to bother their clients by texting. Fashion Nova texts me 3 to 4 times a day. It could be payday. They're right there 8 o'clock in the morning telling me how they want me to spend that check. Do not be scared.
Yeah.
Take the plunge.
Yeah. And the thing is, with a personal brand, like I notice a lot of business owners when they're using us, they'll start sounding a little too corporate, and I'm like, that's not you though.
No.
Be you. Like it's an extension of you.
That's right.
You know. So if you throw a hey in there, you throw a what's up in there, you throw a Chi-Town, be you on
If it
here.
comes from flavor, it'd be yo.
Yo, yeah. Throw your
Yeah.
reminders can be that though. Yo, make sure you show up on time. I need you here on 3
Right,
o'clock.
right,
Like
yeah.
imagine your reminders able to say that. You
They'll
don't have
remember
to-
that. They're gonna remember that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
ours is Hey Doll. That's
Yeah.
how we start everything. So that's how I start all my messages.
Awesome.
Yep. Last one here I can do. So FCM, that was the keyword I had you text. So it's FCM tagged as shared FCM podcast because I'm starting to track. Am I having someone scan, networking with them, but letting them know about my pod because it's a new thing to me. So I may forget to mention it. Well, what if I meet like 200 people in the course of a couple months? That's 200 subscribers.
That's right.
And that's 200 subscribers that now watched my thing, now know me better, and now may want to
Yeah.
do some business with me or may meet a guest that helps them out. I don't care which way you slice or dice. Everyone you meet should know about your things.
They do.
So this is the easy way for me to track, am I sharing my thing? So because this is new, I don't have that many yet doing it, but this is the keyword. This is the workflow that I had you in. Shared FCM pod. The trigger was FCM. The message was this one right here. And it said, Martha and I will be launching our podcast very soon. Subscribe here. Save the podcast number here. Thanks for your support.
And then I just technically click both.
Yeah.
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 Awesome.
And now we're like at 1525 or 1526 subscribers.
Mhm.
1,526.
And you just started it.
Yep.
You just started it.
Yeah.
So
Free trial.
that's my co-host. That's
He
my
just
co-host.
got us with the subscribers. I'm like, instead of us just telling them. we
I know what I was doing. He know what he's doing. So, for my viewers, what kind of discount can we give our viewers when it comes to this app? Let me say that again so I can slur my words there. What kind of
Discount.
discounts can we give our viewers?
So, even though we are very discounted price already, what I'll say is that, we can do a free month on us, right?
A free month?
Free month on
Free
us.
month.
So you're basically saving
wins.
120.
Okay, you saving
Right.
120 for free month.
Yeah.
That's not for us, right? That's for the viewers,
You're
right?
paying,
No,
you're
we
paying
were-
double the price.
Remember, we do
Friends-
the other stuff when we get it to the 6 months. We're going to do that other part. What was it?
I say,
We'll run back the tapes.
one thing that I've been telling people too is that it's funny to me how our friends always want a discount when
Always.
they should
Yeah.
really
Always.
get double the price. Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you know they're gonna help you out. You know they're
Well, we're
there
family.
for
We're
you.
not friends, so we don't worry about that.
And family,
He's like, family be the
Your
worst.
family?
triple the
Remember, Theo, when you hit me when I was a kid?
I told you I was going to get you back.
and this is also to the camera. This is also a lesson on how not to get cheapened. No, I'm just kidding.
I love that. I
It's
love that. I
true.
love
It's
that.
true.
It's true.
So,
It is
so
true.
they get 1 free month.
Yeah, I can do that for sure.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
like what, 5%, 10%?
I mean, that's $120 saved.
Yeah.
That's 120. That's 100% off.
And
For a
if
month.
they're smart
month.
and
Yeah,
using
yeah,
those
yeah.
text messages and marketing things, the
Yep.
promotional marketing, they can get that 120.
We'll cap you at 1,000 messages so you don't go ballistic. Because I had a client that actually went really hard and they crushed it.
Well, that's smart.
Yeah, now
That's
they
smart.
didn't have a free trial, so it didn't matter.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like the operator behind there is getting all their people in their office, and they. I'll shout her out. Erica Sandoval from
Okay.
New York. She's the reason why I'm going back to New York in less than a month almost. You
Come
know?
on,
Good
come
job,
on.
Erica.
And she's a beast. She has a not-for-profit called Sembra Today, and then she has her business Sandoval Collab. And the way she's getting Paula and Stefania and Bridget involved, like they're getting their opt-in list like that. On day one, she spoke at one event, got 53 people to opt in out of a room of 70,
Come on.
and she didn't even have the QR code yet.
Come on.
Just used the keyword and had people text the number.
Come on, that sounds like a Sully.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Sully. Sully just did that with some entrepreneurs. We're all on a group chat now. We're all helping each other out, and we're all pushing each other's content. You should join us.
It'll start.
But right away, he's like, I should have gotten her for the $300 package.
Well, like I said, her business has some systems to it, but that's where she was like, you know what, I like this approach better because then I can make a true assessment of what systems I actually need that you're already kind of covering. You're already taking away from me. On average, we take away 2 to 3 systems for every business that comes on board. So like, it's the 120 was very intentional with our price because we were like, you know what, this is the price that if you can't afford this, then definitely you have other things to work on.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about that. Now I know the conversation is more geared towards that, or it's geared towards me providing a resource and referring you to Jennifer Sanchez, for example, to a boot camp like that. You know, or other events.
Shouts out to Jennifer. That's good. I mean, we're not being cheap. We're just no. You know, we just like free stuff.
I thought I heard supporting.
But that's like, it just shows like a lot of these applications, we're already paying, even if it's $20. And if you have 5 of them, that's like at least $100 that you're spending every single month. If you can take 2 or all 5 of those, then it's just literally just replacing that application. You're still going to spend the $100. You're just getting one application that does everything instead of 5.
Yeah. Or does what it does very, very well, which the thing that we solve is lead leak problem. You have a lead. Most businesses have a lead leak problem, and we want to plug up those leads. You know, the other thing I'll say too is the things that people spend money on, making an accounting on that, and going like, wait, I'm going to do this event. I'm going to go to this retreat. I'm going to go to this mastermind. I'm going to go do this. If you really, really think about it, you're getting us for $1,440, and you're going to use us every single day, 365 days. You can even set it to where when you go on vacation or you don't want to work after a certain time, let's say someone texts you at 7 p.m. and imagine an automatic message going out saying, hey, I'm chilling with the family right now.
Come on, somebody.
I'm gonna get back to you in the morning. But the text message acknowledged their message. And where you go to do that is literally settings, locations, you choose profile or operations. And here I have it set for 24/7 because
you don't stop.
It's kind of grind mode, right? But here I can easily set it to whatever time I want to do it. You know, if I want to work till, I don't know, like what, let's say 6:30 p.m. And I want it to be 9 a.m. I can do that, hit apply, and now anyone that texts me on that day, in between those times, it's good to go. They text me anywhere outside of those hours, this message here can be sent to them, and you can customize that message and all that stuff. So, like, it doesn't matter what kind of business. One-person business who's about to go on a 2-week vacation or about to say, hey, you know what, I'm committed to stopping work at 7, and anyone that hits me, they're going to be replied to, but I don't have to do it right away. I can get to it later. Boom.
That's awesome.
So,
because that's something small businesses, we're answering questions any time of the day. And having that discipline to just be like, no, shops from this time to this time, it's hard. But having, because we're always scared we're going to miss something. But this gives you that security that, no, don't worry. The customer has been contacted. They know that you know. They know to expect a call back. Just call them back when the shop is open.
I love that.
Right.
It might want to be funny. I'm like, no, I'm not going to. You keep saying it out. I'll be back this day. So awesome. So he's giving away 1 month. 1 month. This is your chance right now. 1 month. From whenever time they started. Because this is going out maybe next week.
Yeah. So we count the time frame for it. The minute we get carrier approval, we send you out a calendar invite for you to book your launch call. And when you schedule that, that's when your 30 days starts.
Nice.
So that's the way we do it. Because carrier approval, we can get it as fast as 1 day. Like we've gotten in less than 24 hours. But it can take 7. So it just depends, you know, different things that the carriers look at.
So from the time you start, the time is ticking. So make sure when you see this, jump on if you have a special event coming on. And he's going to find out, and he's going to know where it came from, and he's going to get a lot of free stuff from Flavor Podcast, and he's going to love on me and give me tacos too.
We could give him a keyword right now.
Keyword. What's the keyword?
So,
Flava.
I'll make the keyword when I get home. But
make it Flava.
there you go.
There you go.
Flava.
Flava. And you know what? Just for that, I haven't done this in a long time.
Yeah.
And just because, I just haven't. And today, I dig you. You know how much I dig you? We had
Tell me how much.
I'm gonna tell you how much. In time. And what I mean in time is that we're going on 6 hours. Me and you having a conversation.
Yeah.
3 hours then and 3 hours now.
I can't wait to see what Martha's texting me right now.
3 hours. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, because this was informative. Informative and it's beneficial for every business owner out there. Please take advantage of this situation right now. The code word or the password is going to be Flava.
Yes.
And because it's going to be Flava, I want to give you something because you have sabor. And when we say it in Spanish, he has sabor.
Season, not senior.
He's got flavor. Young man, you got the flavor, baby.
You saved me a trip to the grocery store, man.
You got the flavor, and thank you for coming down to the Flavor Podcast.
In your ear.
Man, we love you. We love the information you gave here. People, if you want to see more of him, if you want to be around him in person, it's going to be in October, the Chicago Podcast Summit. It's going to be here in Chicago. More information coming out. You're going to have some time with him, and he's going to drop some nuggets. He's going to drop you some nuggets, and then he's going to grab all your information after that. But then you can grab somebody else's information after that and build your business to be a better business. All right. So thank you today to Ron Martinez for coming down to the Flavor Podcast. And thank you today for Sully, my new co-host of the Flavor Podcast. As you see, she's on top of her game. She's really on top of her game. And we're going to do some great things here at Flavor Podcast. And you're going to see his podcast as well. Switch your camera to Ron, please. Can you give your tags, Ron?
Yeah, so if you can text me, so the number is 470-375-9088. And if you text the word POD, that'll send you my information. If you text the word FCM, it'll send you to my podcast on there. But text me any time of the day, and I'm ready.
If I had a QR code of yours,
Yep.
if I could put it on the screen,
Yeah.
can I just scan it?
Absolutely. I'll send you that QR code or the link in the description. Either way.
That works too. So if you guys are watching this right now, you probably saw the QR code already. It's going to be either on him right now or on me. If my brother will change. There you go. When someone's talking. Okay. Love you, bro. So thank you again for coming on the Flavor Podcast.
For having me.
Let's end it on Ron. There you go. End it on Ron, not on me. There you go.